of that nature, please.
The political questions will be responded to by the mayor. The mayor is present because those to the municipality, you are correct, as well as we're expecting the administrator to respond to us, sent by the MC.
Chairperson, sorry, I don't want to belabor the point, but the mayor can't answer questions posed to this municipality is still under administration, because I see in the response by the municipality I think we perhaps just need to get some clarity, because there are things to be able to.
We have your question, né? Until the presentation is done by the mayor. And then if we are not satisfied in terms of the responses from the mayor, including the questioning of the status of the municipality in terms of whether it is under Section 139 or not, the mayor will be able to respond to that. Can we allow the mayor to present? And then if you are not satisfied, I will go back to your question. Can we do that?
Thank you
very much. Honorable Mayor. Honorable Mayor. No response. It's unfortunate. I am not sure whether it's, or you did indicate that he has logged in. I'm trying to look at the names here. Can so kids help us on this one?
No, even Mr. Duma should be in the position to help us, Mr. Duma.
Hello.
Moketi.
Yes.
The name of the mayor.
Can you help us with the mayor? Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I introduced myself. I said that my name is Steve Kwalani, the mayor of the municipality.
Yeah.
Yes,
so I said, thank you very much.
Yes, honorable member.
We were saying, please address us.
Okay. Honorable member, I must indicate that the municipality is no longer under Section 139. Section 139 was lifted.
Chair, on a point of order.
I am accompanied by municipal manager.
Chair, on a point of order, Chair.
Can't you wait for him to finish?
I just want to raise something. I just want to raise something, Chair.
Oh, okay. Over to you, Honorable
Chair, sorry for the interruption. We would like to see the face of the mayor. We don't know the mayor. We've never seen him. Can you please just show his face to us, please? Thank you very much.
Okay, that's in order.
I'm trying to look at this. I can see your face. Unfortunately, you don't see my face.
We don't. Can you please open your camera? Yeah, it's so that where you are, can the person helping you assist you? Are very dark, you can't see the face.
Office now, we've switched on the lights here. Yes.
Oh, you have switched on the lights.
problem, ma'am, is his background. He
Okay.
must close the curtains behind him.
It won't be worse. Can you try that, remember? Honorable Mayor, can you try that?
Can you see me, honorable member?
All right, we'll live with that, but you are not clear at all. I can see that someone is trying to help, but you're dark. Let's hear you, the presentation.
Oh, thank you, honorable member. Honorable member, we were struggling to receive the petition on investigation from my office and office of municipal manager. It was confirmed that it was received by the speaker, but we will deal with that matter internally.
Okay.
We did receive finally the petition, and we have responded to all issues that have been raised. That is why I'm saying now I'm with municipal manager, and I was indicating that municipality is no longer under section 139. It was lifted.
Since when?
Since
when, if I may disturb you?
I think it was last year, September.
Last year, September?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That is why I remember that as I was introducing myself, I said I've been accompanied by the municipal manager.
Okay.
And there was no intention on our part to not give adequate responses, as it was alluded that it seems not to have been responding to all issues that have been raised by the community. But I now remember here, the first question is that the question was, why did the municipality never handed in the financials for audit, despite the municipality under administration? Why did the team administrators not act to get the audit to the Auditor General? The last audit that was done, it was 2016, and still had outstanding documents. Why are the audit outstanding since 2016? In our response, honorable member, we are saying since by then we were under administration, the administration struggled with the following: incomplete fixed asset register, missing records, challenges with financial systems, CAPEX challenges. AFS set for 2017 and 2018 has been completed. 2017 and 2018 has been completed, and are busy with the two outstanding administration, outstanding assets. And therefore, our response is that administration has been withdrawn. The second question was, how do municipality, how do the municipality gain revenue if there is no financial soundness, service delivery, or order in the municipality? We are surprised to hear that there is no order. As there is no revenue collection, honorable member must indicate that the municipality is in the process of implementing financial recovery plan and employing, amongst other things, the following means to raise revenue. Municipality has initiated Operation Patala, honorable member, for effective implementation of credit control. All mayor debtors, namely the mines, Sandvest, OK, Spa, etc., have been engaged to pay their municipal debts. In the past, honorable chairperson, the accounts were not issued. We are now in a position to issue municipal accounts. Steps that we are taking again, honorable member, is that there was a challenge with our system. We engaged with the district municipality to assist the municipality with regard to the data cleansing project. To date, 4,000 accounts have been completed, honorable member, Correction of tariffs, NESA, ESCOM offering assistance, we have been engaged with them. And we have been attending to the disputes. There was issue also that says why there is no bylaws to gain revenue, no action against illegal dumping, traffic fines. Honorable Chairperson, the following bylaws were promulgated, and this has been done in conjunction with COPTA. Standard refuse removals bylaws, standard environmental health bylaws, standard dumping and littering bylaws, standard waste management bylaws, and the others, honorable members, they've implemented. We have been working hand in hand with COPTA in promulgating all this and gazetting all these bylaws. We have gone even to an extent of engaging local magistrates, even the prosecutor, so that we must come up with a standardized tariffs that will be accepted by the court. On the other hand, there is a question to say, why did the national government not ensure the municipality get evaluated on performance according to section 155 subsection 7 of the Constitution, stipulate the national government subject to section 44 and so on. Including the legislative and executive authority to see to the effective performance of municipality on their function. Committee, section 18 plays a vital role in municipality as well. Why is there no communication between municipality and section 18 committee? No Zoom, no WhatsApp, no emails, no top management run the municipality. Honorable member, I must indicate here, independence for man, this is, I must indicate, honorable member, that when you talk about top management, we have appointed a technical manager, we have appointed social and community service manager, and then we are also having, we don't even have ghost workers as it's alleged. The staff complements of our municipality is that we have 543 staff workers who are on the payroll. We don't have ghost workers. We have been conducting a head count. Therefore, the number of personnel that is here, it varies also to around 150 there, where you have those who are temporary, and we have been dealing with the issue of approval of organogram, honorable member. Prototype organogram was submitted from national to assist the municipality, and then there's been organized engagement with the unions and then with personnel around this, and then our organogram, honorable member, was approved by the council on the 30th of June. So we don't have a ghost workers. Honorable member, on the grievance 2, water and sanitation, why did the municipality charge full service charges to my community for non-service delivery and for no clean water? And the petitioner went as far as making all those repeaters, but we are here to respond. The municipality is fully reliant on the service charges for effective service delivery. That is our response now. Every effort is being made to ensure that the consumer realizes value for money in terms of services. Our focus was initially on water and sanitation. Serious strides have been made to registering in this regard. Next focus will be on refuse removal, roads and electricity. While this concern is noted, we need to hasten to indicate that on the other hand, in most instances, the municipality is also providing full service to consumers who are not paying anything at all. We had instances, honorable member, where our electricity has been stolen, and we are going to embark on Operation Patala. We have indigent, we are compiling the indigent register to consult with the community at large regarding those who can afford to pay and those who cannot afford to pay. We are talking about the indigents here. Another question was that why is there no actual human service as security at the water plants and where there is very expensive equipment? Our response, honorable member, is that all our water plants are secure 24/7. And we would like to say that they can even visit those areas where the area is being manned. Even our offices have been manned by the security providers. And now there was a question of why don't the municipality pay the service providers? We must admit in certain instances about the remedies that we have submitted to yourself, Chairperson, that sometimes we have been experiencing a cash flow challenges. But indeed, the service providers are being paid, and we have entered into a payment arrangement with service providers. And then now there is a question that why do they keep on changing service providers for chemicals? The municipality does not keep on changing service providers, honorable member, on chemicals. The supply chain process has been followed, and in around October 2019 and today, the water supply disruption due to non-delivery of chemicals is now a history. The supply chain process unfolded where the new supply service providers have been appointed. Why do the municipality violate the Community Human Rights and Constitutional Rights Bill of Rights, Section 27, subsection 1B? According to the report, that above new water dam photo was built about Section 27 3 years ago with grant money, 4.5 million. But is this dam again charged for every 3 years with grant of 14.5 million? And the current contractor didn't build the dam. Was the contractor investigated and researched to ensure they are perfect contractors for the improvement? Because with the court case, end of petition, it does look like they already failed to fail the requirement by the judge many times. And as I've pointed, Honorable Chairperson, the service providers are appointed through the supply chain. The court order in this regard is something else, and the consultant is aware of such. And our response further, Honorable Member, is that if the budget according to court case for the project was 20 million, when they do the mayor say the budget, which is 33 million, was allocated. Where are the other funds and what happened to it? Our response, Honorable Member, is that during the budget presentation to Council and in my speech, I alluded not only to the plant, but other water-related projects as well. The municipality used 24 million rand for 3 boreholes, and 2 boreholes were drilled even prior to 1994 and was dry, but still the municipality claimed the drilling of boreholes and they only put pumps, but that was also stolen, honorable member, due to security in that area of property where those boreholes, because they are at the outskirts, those boreholes that we are talking about. So they have been vandalized, those boreholes. There were also incidents where the solar batteries were stolen and so on. And I need to give details, honorable member, that the municipality received a budget of 90 million for pipeline from Sidiben to Winbeck, and now additional 153 million and 64, still nothing is in place. That's the question. The sum received is 14.5 million for upgrade of waterworks, above them was also built with the money by DWS. Ministers was very unhappy. And then we also received a further 82 million from DWS to upgrade the waterworks at Brantford. But still the contractor was not researched or investigated beforehand, and services fail year after year because the service provider also could not give the full and warranty guarantee. The municipality received funds for JoJo tanks in all areas, but they still fail to provide JoJo to all areas. Most of the JoJos was provided by COVID funding recently. I must indicate that this is the concern that has been raised. I think I have to respond to that. Our response, Honorable Chairperson, is that the regional bulk infrastructure grant, the grant for infrastructure through a Department of Water and Sanitation, and the municipality and initial allocation was 153 million for 2020 and 2021 financial year. And due to assessment of a process of assessment through consultant appointed by the municipality by the end of 2019-2020, the process of assessment was still not complete. As a result, the allocation was then reduced to 31 million for the 20 and 21 financial year. From the assessment, two phases were identified. Phase one, the refurbishment of Windback water treatment plant, and phase two being construction of CDBM pipeline, bulk water pipeline. The plan refurbishment resumed in 2019-2020 to be completed in the current financial year. The 2021 and allocation will be utilized for consulting fees on the phase two construction of the CDBM water pipeline and completion of phase one. Windback refurbishment and rehabilitation of the raw water treatment works. Phase one, the process on plant refurbishment project is at 67. All this project we have gave pictorial evidence to show that these projects are being implemented. And currently, we have two valves dams, Honorable Member, in Windback. And I must indicate that due to climate change, most of the time, sometimes when we try to extract the water and purify it, the dam is full of mud. Hence, there is that massive project that is about to commence, that one of a pipeline from Windback to CDB. And I must indicate some of the things that caused this project delay. Honorable Member, we had to engage with farmers to allow us a servitude from Windback up to CDB here. The CDB is around area of Tennis and Beatrix, where we are going to collect this pipeline. We had to engage with farmers and plead with them, Honorable Member, and then they have asked for 750,000. So that they are saying that is the money that they want to charge us, particularly with regard to that servitude. Honorable Member, I indicated that currently pumping station construction process is underway, and there is electrical work is 100%. The contractor is currently busy with the preparation for installation of new pumps and motors. The plan is to have Volman's pump station completed by end of October 2020, which will assist with water storage in Volvas dams during the rainy season, which will deal with both water shortage and quality. Honorable Member, you can put as much chemicals as we purify our water, but if the water that we try to purify is mud, and so we always find this challenge. That is why the pipeline is most important for this municipality and the community. And Honorable Member, we have been calling mass meetings. We have been calling mass meetings with the community, including the one community have been informed about the development that is taking place here. Even in our Facebook site, even our loud hailing and so on, the meeting that we have been holding through in these Tomamena programs, we have been inviting the community knows about this project. We know culture differs from one township to town.
Good.
In town, we always issue the notices when we have a meeting with the white community. And in the past, honorable member, I'm going to deal with phase 2. In the past, honorable member, we were even cases were lodged by DA between my municipal manager and myself.
Okay.
That was political. That is why that case is not even triable. Because even the investigating officer saw that the issue that is investigating, the reality is there. The inspection can be done and so on. We even appear to Human Rights Commission and we provided remedy to all these questions that are occurring here that are being asked. Human Rights Commission, we submitted a turnaround strategy.
So please,
and all this emanates from the turnaround strategy that we submitted to Human Rights Commission regarding the issue of water, not only in Windhoek, in Brantford, and Brantford has improved. So, honorable member, I must indicate that the construction will start of the pipeline, and therefore the consultant has been instructed to go on tender. The detailed design and advert for the contractors is going to be invited. Currently, there is insufficient raw water since there's a dry season, honorable members, because as I said, we are experiencing sludge in our operations in our treatment plant in Windhoek. And then the system that is being put there, honorable member, is going to assist in including the to clean up our reservoirs. And honorable member, we have also went to an extent of currently water sample have been sent for analysis at the accredited laboratories, and the result will assist the municipality determining exact efficiency of water and plans to resolve and implement as such. To augment the water shortage and water quality, the municipality supplies potable water tankers from the Sibanye mine. When coming to honorable member to issue of sanitation, municipality through WASIC, municipality was allocated 5.1 million allocated for 2020 and 2021 to the Windhoek Makeketa refurbishment of sewer pump stations and water works. This project comes from the Water Infrastructure Service Grant. The project is on construction phase and overall progress is at 64, honorable member. So if the petitioners were attending meetings or are staying here in the municipality, some of the questions will not be required to respond to them because they are there, honorable members. They can, and you can come even maybe verify as to whether these projects are there. They are there, they are being implemented in Windhoek. And there's been a complaint about sewer spillage flowing to nearby valleys, honorable members. This treatment plant collapsed in the past, and then now that is why we have upgraded it. And we have informed the community there, they know about this project are going on, including the treatment plant. The plant is 100% dislodged and cleaned as it was full of sludge, to the plant being non-operational for a long time, as I've indicated, honorable member, that the plant collapsed. The mechanical work component, e.g. pump station, pumps and plants were removed for refurbishment. The new mechanical items are being procured and to be delivered on site before October 2020. The contractor has started with the installation of electrical works, and this will be completed end of October 2020. The plant will be fully operational by mid-November 2020. Once the plant is fully operational, the effluent will have better quality that meet the required standards. And we have provided even also the pictures there of the work that is being done, the new installed electrical control panel, and the pump station 1 at the disco section The construction of the new pump station is also incomplete. It is what is outstanding is the cover slab. New 2 pumps and 2 motors have been installed, one being the standby pump. The new transformer and electrical line is to be installed. The progress is underway. The control panel is also being refurbished. The item will be finished these items will be finished on October 2020. And we have tried to provide pictures about the work that is being done there. Now, honorable member, when we talk about another pump station 2 at the criminal section, the construction of new pump station
Can there be order in the office of the mayor, please? Please.
Or we want to take the
No. There's 2 items before me. They're just requesting.
Someone is disturbing our meeting. Can you please mute?
Just check this now.
Yes, Chairperson.
Please. Continue, Honorable Mayor.
May I proceed, honorable member?
Yes, Mayor.
Now, honorable member, we are talking about the pump station 2, where the electrical component and the motors are being connected also. So in another words, the new generator still to be installed in the pump station 2 and pump station 3 at Florida section. The contract bank wall is completed, which will assist the case of spillage not to spill on the houses. They replace submersible pumps with a government pump, both duty and standby. It's underway. On electrical, 2 induction motor service and test for operations, and including the panel is being refurbished. The item will be completed by November 2020. Now, when coming to Grievance 3 of the landfill site, honorable members, we have provided a picture of the pump station work that is being done. The Grievance 3 says landfill. Why did the fund come from came from to build the landfill fence so far? Why do the community or an organization first need to take the municipality to court before they comply with the standard to provide services? Our response in more details on our member is that the security staff at the landfill site are still on payroll. And why? Because they don't work there anymore. Our response, honorable member, is that the security is deployed to the landfill site in Windberg. Perhaps the more detailed on the matter will assist. Day shift is also taken care of. Sorry, honorable member, there was also a question, why is there no up to standard recycle waste management? Our response, honorable member, is that we are glad that to say we have appointed social and community service manager, which is section 56, reporting to municipal manager, and by the name of Masilonyana. So he's in talks with Windberg Youth to start recycling projects. And we have also, in terms of the mines which are at our jurisdiction, Harmony and Sibanye. Harmony has provided containers, and then the youth requested that we provide them with offices regarding such projects. So why are there no funds from municipality for fuel or to collect refuse and maintain the trucks, but the community needs to pay for services? The question, honorable member, that relates to issues that I've alluded to about the payment of services and so on, measures that we have taken in order for people to pay for these services and our creditors and so on. And the lack of funds is once in a while incident that occur when there are delays, insufficiency, processing of payments towards the fuel. We are buying our fuel from the garages and so on and so on. Grievance 4, electricity, honorable member. March 2017, the sum of 80 million for the prepaid meters in portions. Why is there still no prepaid meters installed in Windberg area? What happened to the fund? I think the petitioner is trying to refer to the money that was promised by DOE, Department of Energy, in revamping our electricity substations and so on. Our response in that, honorable member, is that the municipality never received such amount of money. Now, here is allegations of where is the money. Now, the issue is that we never received such a money, and instead we went on tender and have subsequently appointed the service provider, which will install smart meters and prepaid meters, and currently have registered the following progress. To date, 20 smart meters has been installed for larger power users and billed through a municipality. Such customers cannot be placed on prepaid meters as they consume more power, as compared to domestic consumers. I must indicate, now remember that we have also installed bulk meters. AG raised the issue to say the municipality is not metering the bulk infrastructure usage of the water and so on before the consumers can tap into it. So we have tried to address some of the issues that were raised by the AG. And to date, smart meters have been installed. And then I must indicate that the application has been sent also to ESCOM to provide the municipality with supply group code. Once that has been finalized and approved, then installation will take place of prepaid meters for all 4 towns. We are now at the point, honorable member, to start with the small businesses and residents to install these meters for revenue enhancement. For the record, the municipality embarked on the public participation as to the installation of the meters, like we said. We'll use the smart meters and we'll use prepaid. And it's misleading to say the municipality took a unilateral concluded on the matter. There were consultations with the community, honorable members. We have records, we have attendance registers. Because we want to guard against this, the municipality is not consulting with the community. So we have a proof, even we can submit them to say we have attendance registers of public participation where the community was informed about these measures. Honorable member, there is still a business forum attempt to have ESCOM take over the electricity in our area of supply. ESCOM and SALGA office of the MEC and the office of the MEC for finance made it clear in the meeting that the license in those areas belongs to the municipality. Traditionally, honorable member, we had areas, particularly the towns, where we have been using conventional system. Now we are in the process of replacing such a conventional system with the prepaid. Therefore, the license belongs to the municipality. In our tender advert to attract service providers, the municipality has stipulated a condition that says, without the municipality incurring the cost, DBSA was also engaged, honorable members, and our application has been in investment committee that is awaiting legal advice to make a final decision. So that we want to turn around the situation in municipality, we have also asked for financial assistance to the DBSA. And I must say, the municipality still have outstanding 73, that is the petition. Municipality still have outstanding 73 million debt with ESCOM. Why don't the municipality pay ESCOM? And why do the municipality not stick to the agreement they made with ESCOM? Sorry, honorable member. The municipality is still in talks with ESCOM on payment plan and have also sourced in the service of DBSA in this regard. And the question also said that there was an issue about the non-payment of ESCOM, but ESCOM has been paid so far, and then there are other arrangements that have been engaged with ESCOM. Why do ESCOM cut the electricity to towns when the people don't have water, as the municipality is violating the human rights and violating the constitutional rights? Once again, no service delivery, no revenue. Our response is that the municipality is working very hard to ensure that payments that are made regularly with ESCOM. Non-payers are ones violating any right of paying consumers. The question is that the municipality paid 3 million rand into wrong account instead of ESCOM. Why is there no feedback in writing and or media release about the findings? It needs to be investigated, and the person who did does need to be held accountable for loss of revenue and mismanagement. They should also be legally charged. It shows there is no financial security in place with the system. Now remember, there was once the municipality was under administration, there was an amount of 3.7 million, which was fraudulently taken out of the municipal account. Honorable members. Again, we have been updating the community about the progress. There are people who use the account to transact about the commodities that they paid with the municipal account and money. Now, we have applied we have appointed the firm of lawyers of Rampai Attorney to recover the money. Now, the case was moved to Bloemfontein to Johannesburg High Court due to challenge by merchants. The merchants were those whom the transaction took place when they were buying this with the municipal account. And then there was no contestation regarding other bank, because even the Standard Bank, Net Bank, they said they are not going to contest that, but those people whom these people took the cards and buy commodities or goods from them, who are contesting, saying they are going to lose and so on. They did not know that the money has been stolen and so on and so on. So the matter will be heard, honorable members, in the High Court, in the Johannesburg High Court, and then two respondents is COSAC Pty Ltd, the amount of 305,000 in dispute. Entity has issued application against Standard Bank and has since indicated intention to join Masilonyana Municipality. However, no joinder application has been served on our office, as we have previously advised the entity to do so at our office. Entities has also not filed any other answering papers in the application issued by Masilonyana Local Municipality. The third respondent, honorable member, JA Freeman Trading CC, an amount of 420,000 is in dispute. The entity has launched an application under case number 32792/17 in an attempt to force Standard Bank to release payment of the amount in its favor. This application was removed from the roll. The entity has been advised to file its answering papers in the application issued by the Masilonyana Municipality. The fourth respondent is OZ Kamo Group Ltd, which amount of 486 and 392,893 in dispute. Summons issued by the entity against Standard Bank under case 46650/17 for payment of the above mentioned amount. The claim is still pending before the court, subject to finalization of the Masilonyana Local Municipality application, and entity has been advised to file answering papers in the application issued by the Masilonyana Municipality. The fifth respondent came today trading and project 183. amount of 165,000 in the dispute. It's in dispute. The entity has been advised to file answering affidavit in the application by Masilonyana Local Municipality. This entity claimed not to have a legal representative in previous court appearance and was advised to secure legal representative if it is still intend to oppose the application by the municipality. No answering affidavit has been filed by the entity. 6, respondent L&H Classic. This is just a breakdown of that 7.7 million now remember that was fraudulently stolen from this municipality. 6 respondent L&H Classic panel beaters amount of 440,000 in dispute. NTC has indicated that it is in the process of filing a legal claim against Standard Bank and Masilonyana. Entity was advised to deliver its legal claim at our address for handling thereof upon receipt. However, no claim has been received from the entity yet. 7, the respondent, seventh respondent, Calvano Group, Calvano Fashion Traders, amount of 181,600 in dispute. The entity was served with papers and no reaction from the entity from our sessions. The entity is in the process of deregistered by the CIPC and could possibly be deregistered by now, as I'm speaking to you, Honorable Member. No opposition is anticipated from this entity. And I must indicate also, this case, the case of fraud was also open with the Hawks. They are the ones who also been investigating these cases, and then they've been kept abreast about the development in this regard. Another issue, Honorable Member, is there is a zero service delivery because all vehicles of municipality not roadway, if they don't get maintained, and all the vehicles, including trucks, tractor, pickers, more don't have valid license. Only have one the following to service all towns. TLB again, 4 towns, 1 grader, 1 cherry picker, can't fix light as above, and fuel, they don't work as the municipality, don't buy or pay the fuel. The vehicles are not roadworthy and are in danger of community, are in danger to the community and to the drivers themselves. The Masilonyana municipality response, we need to correct this on our member. We have 1 grader, there are 2, cherry picker, there's 2, cherry picker, those are the ones who are fixing our lights and so on. And not all roads are unroadworthy. The process of getting vehicle roadworthy was delayed by system challenge at the testing station in Windhoek. The municipality has ever appointed a service provider that will supply the municipality with service delivery, particularly fleet, and submitted the business plan to COP through NICS to procure a yellow fleet. In other words, the yellow fleet, we are in the process of procuring the yellow fleet for refuse removal. And those, we have also, the administration has also compiled a list of all the other vehicles that need to be auctioned through the process of auctioning. So that out of what we get, if they are not good, there are those, the very same vehicle, they start to be liabilities in state of the assets. So some of them will be sold through the auctions and so on, so that we replace the new yellow fleet. We replace them with a yellow fleet. Everyone in the Masilonyana towns need to pay the same rate for electricity. All street lights to work and be on at night. Our response is that it is quite impossible, Honorable Member, to charge for the community members to be charged different rates. As business customers cannot be compared to normal household customers due to power differences that they draw, and that will have variance in bills being charged for these customers. Business we have to charge them differently from residential ratepayers of our municipality, because they consume a lot of electricity. And then where we find an opportunity, we also make sure now members that all the lights that are not working, we are repairing them, but we must indicate that across Masilonyana, our infrastructure is old. We need to replace also other substations and so on. And then we have embarked also, honorable member, on the street and high mast repair. We have also installed new high masts in the respective town in Windberg, Tennyson, Brantford, including Fruitful. Tennyson was one town. This due to high crime industry matters registered in this area. Today, the municipality has fixed the total number of 683 street lights and 31 high mast lights throughout all 4 towns, and maintenance is going on for both street lights and high masts. We also have submission on our members about where there were allegations that the lights, the township is dark. But we shoot photos even to show the opposition that the lights, there are lights in the township. We shoot photos, though it was submitted by DA. So somewhere here, it is some of the issues on our members that we responded in the council when there were allegations and false allegations that the town is dark. The MEC also received a letter to say that the township is dark. But once we pass through Masilonyana, going to Bloemfontein, going through N1, there are lights. So we will respond to that, honorable members. Why is the municipality neglecting the safety of the staff and community? The municipality employees are being provided with a PPE for the work. They are executing, honorable members, and the post of the health and safety officer with requisite qualifications and skills has been advertised and is due to close on the 12th of October 2020. We are on the other hand not neglecting that of neglecting the community, honorable members. Grievance 5, indigent tariffs advertised. There is the response there. We refer to 2021 tariff book as tariff R, corrected as per DORA, honorable members. Advert couldn't have been an oversight. The municipality increased DORA service charges prior to the set legal dates, and in some cases increased it twice in 1 year. Our response is that, honorable members, has never been an incident where the service charges were increased twice in 1 year and make available such, and you can make available as such. Honorable member, the very same question is repeating itself. This municipality was accused of not having advertised inputs from the community in terms of tariffs, in terms of property rates. We received a letter even submitted to Treasury. The Treasury submitted that to the parliamentary questions that was asked. We submitted even the WhatsApps, the Facebook, the communication, the input, including the Freedom Front Plus inputs about the middle management with the farmers who also were inputting regarding the new tariffs. So it cannot be right to say willy-nilly we just change the tariffs and so on. I'm saying these questions repeat themselves, and some boil down to questions that we have responded even to other people who were saying there was never budget consultation. Answers were provided even to the parliament regarding that, even the media, including the community radio, where the community inputted before the closing date of the 21 days before the budget was approved. We are also waiting, currently still waiting for the accounts to be printed. Then there is no cartridge or paper to print account, or they don't pay the service provider for using the system. That is the allegation. Then they keep changing the service providers. Or the latest, they move office as well. Our response, honorable member, is that the current machine can't handle the pressure during printing of the accounts. Talks to resume with service providers for specialized machine for printing of accounts is underway. It is difficult to keep up with the expenditure when we are not collecting for services delivered. The municipality, the other allegation is that the municipality failed to provide accounts on date, and then the community needs to pay interest on account as well. They don't charge every household to gain revenue. Also, the municipality sent out a demand letters for account, but they don't deliver services, and it is more than a battle to get accounts sorted. We need to respond, honorable member, to say our municipality is said in the past was not happening. We are issuing accounts, and we had incidents where we got the report that some people, particularly in the white community, where other people were not even opening the gates for access for our municipal employees to read the meters. But that will handle it on our members. Everybody must pay the municipality what is due to the municipality. We are billing them now. Our response is that it is the consumer responsibility to pay their account for service rendered. As such, and its municipality will always issue the account, and the matter is being looked into to acquire a machine specifically for the account. Consumers who want to pay account always request account at municipal offices and pay. And on our members, I must also highlight to you to say, the petitioner talked about the changing of offices. We are moving to new offices which are more convenient, municipal offices, new municipal offices that have been constructed and have been completed. You can go to Forgetafly, we have completed others in Brantford. Another one is in Chenezen, where we are moving a finance department, because in that we really want to, we have already installed cameras for this disappearance of documents and so on. When somebody takes documents, you must sign, and then the camera is there and so on. So we are improving in that. That is why we are changing offices, honorable members. Payment don't get deducted from account, payment don't reflect. Big concern. Our response is that the backlog on allocation of account was due to lockdown on our members. We had to close the offices, we have to open again, and then we had to communicate. So however, the backlog has been addressed and will reflect on the next account. One question is that why do the municipality need to pay for services not delivered? Why do the community need to pay? They say, I'm sorry, to pay for services not delivered. Services are rendered daily to community except there where the technical challenge which are addressed as SAP. Why is there any deduction of account once payment late to account? Our response is that the allocation of payment is ongoing process. However, there are backlog on the allocation of accounts. This was due to COVID-19 backlog and so on, but we are addressing. Why do the municipalities stay in bad debt and asset needs to be claimed on auction? Non-payment of services rendered by the municipality. Our response is that every effort has been employed to stop opportunistic elements from putting municipality asset auction. This is not a regular occurrence. Why is there, another question is that why there is no proper system to do account and on time? Our response is that the system is man-made and we experience challenges every now and then, but most time accounts are prepared on time. The challenge then become printing and sending them. Why is there no financial soundness to gain revenue? The very same question boils down to issue your financial systems. Our response is that the result of non-payment of services, the municipality can't sustain itself. Why do areas have to pay more for non-service delivery than others? This question is repeating itself again, but the response is that tariffs are the same, honorable members, for all towns of Macedonia, and payments are influenced by now as a result of consumed services. Why do people need to wait endless and take municipality to court to get clearance certificate on account? Honorable members, we have also received calls. I personally have also received calls from some law firms where they want a clearance certificate for the transfer of the properties and so. We have explained even to all our members about the lockdown, if the offices are closed and so on. This was due to lockdown, backlog, and then paid land certificate requests have been addressed. And those awaiting figures is currently underway as we are waiting. We're waiting for August billing to complete. Now there is another question here that says, why is the medical pension not paid of staff? Why don't the municipality gain revenue to fill its obligation to staff?
Honorable Mayor.
Yes.
You are left with 5 minutes now. Other questions, we'll ask them when we engage with you.
Okay, Honorable Member. We have responded to all those grievances, grievance 6, grievance service of the farmers. All the items are here, Honorable Members. I will pause there. Thank you very much.
Okay. What I will request from you, Honorable Mayor, where there is a need of doing, giving us attachments in some of the responses that you have given us. For instance, I'll make an example of ESCOM. You are saying you are having an agreement with ESCOM of servicing the debts. What we'd like to see is an attachment of the agreement, and as well, how far are you in terms of payment of ESCOM? I'm just making an example that in some cases, you need to substantiate your response, okay?
Okay, Honorable Member. I'm with Municipal Manager who will also give administrative response in that regard, Honorable Member.
Okay. We will give Municipal Manager only 5 minutes because you have elaborated on a number of the questions from the petitioner. But if the Municipal Manager want to touch on areas which he thinks are technical in nature, I will allow him to.
Thank you.
Over to MM.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair and Honorable Members, Mayor and Provincial Leadership.
There's a long flight behind you. Can you close
I'll stop the video.
No. Don't stop the video. The video is fine, but the light is too much at the back. Close your blinds. Close your blinds, you'll be fine.
Oh.
Otherwise,
I'll change the position.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. More to your left, you'll be fine.
Is it? Yeah. My final
no. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
To your left. Let's go.
Thank you very much, Chair. I think I've greeted it. Chair, I think the Mayor has alluded to quite a number of issues, but I just want to talk to one issue that was also raised in the petition. That was directed particularly at the MM to say the MM has not also been attending a number of meetings in relation to water challenges in Windberg. I need to put it categorically clear that the MM referred to in this case is not myself, Chair. The meetings that are referred to are the meetings that happened before my arrival, for I arrived in Masilonyana in January 2018. Chair, the second issue that is quite disturbing in Windberg in particular, followed by Brantford, then Tiernesem, it's the issue of vandalism. Despite the fact that there are efforts that are being put in by the municipality, but naturally we'll agree, we can't have every area secured. We have to pay for the security officers that are within our employ. But your other issues, like your stadium, your boreholes, it's virtually impossible for the municipality to say on 24/7 there will be the deployment. We also, Chair, are looking at this petition because to a larger extent, it seems to be talking to a number of activities that happened some years back. And we humbly request through you that perhaps we will be furnished with a number of details in certain instances so that we are able to provide requisite responses and we become relevant in the process, because we really would want to do justice to the process, Chair. But you see, the other issue that we need to talk to, Chair, we engage the community, as the Mayor has already said. I, for one, who's been chairing, and I actively participate in all the community meetings that we hold, so that moving forward, one is able to account for the engagements and the deliberations that come out of those particular the deliberations. So it becomes very key that people who write petitions, perhaps they start by engaging us so that as and when we prepare responses, people who know exactly what is it that we were discussing with members of the community who have the actual interests of the municipality and the community at heart by attending or by showing themselves in the meetings that we normally convene. Those would be my comments, Chair. I thank you very much. We then respond to the questions as they come. Thank you.
Thank you very much, MM. Now, let's go to Salga, if Salga is present. Salga. Mr. Futwa. It looks like he's not with us. He did indicate that he has another meeting, but you'll log in and present and leave. Maybe we took too long for all. Here he is.
Chairperson.
Mr. Futwa? Yes.
Thanks very much, Chairperson. Chairperson, thank you very much for the opportunity. My apology that I would not be able to sit the whole session. We were asked to just give a high-level reflection on the challenges facing the municipality, as well as the support that we provided to the municipality. I will try and summarize, Chairperson. The municipality that we are discussing today is a municipality that is in distress. And during this term, during this term and the previous term, this is a municipality that was placed under Section 1391B for not this term and a term before. So it's been placed under Section 139 for 2 different periods because of some of the challenges that it has been facing in the past. This is a municipality that currently has been struggling with, am I audible?
Yes, you are very much audible.
Has been struggling with a number of difficulties pertaining to its internal systems as well as external experiences. External experiences relating to the macroeconomic impact. It has a large number of indigent customers, and the indigent customers have not been able to match up with the bills of the municipality. And that has impacted as well on the ability of the municipality to also honor some of its obligations to its own creditors, such as ESCOM and others. And also, it has also impacted on the ability of the municipal revenues to be available for rollout of infrastructure maintenance. Its infrastructure for water, for electricity, for refuse, it's largely aging and has been struggling for a few years now. And as a result, there's been a number of service delivery challenges that has been faced by the municipality, which have resulted into tensions between community and council. And some of the tensions are what the committee is discussing today. And these tensions as a result of this combination of challenges that have been faced by the municipality. What we have been trying to do while the municipality was placed under administration, we had set out together with COCTA and EXCO, committees that were trying to assist the municipality with regards to the intervention. And these committees were committees that were drawn to try and help with various strands of municipal challenges, which were elaborated on the submission that was made by Free State EXCO to NCOP, as well as discussed with NCOP when they visited us in 2018. The decision of EXCO was taken in March 2017. Chairperson, what I can raise now is that the municipality, I have to be honest with you, is a municipality that's still in distress. It is a municipality that is still struggling to collect. Its collection levels are very low, even before the COVID-19 pandemic started. This municipality also has a challenge of mismatch between the bills that it is receiving from ESCOM, the bills that it is receiving from its water board, CDB, the bills that it is also sending out and collecting. Its capacity to collect has been impacted by a number of variables. One was, for quite a period, the municipality struggled to recruit and fill certain positions that are strategic in the municipality. The position of the current municipal manager itself was a position that stayed vacant for quite some time until the current municipal manager that is there was recruited. There are capacities that are acting at Section 57 level, and these are factors that are contributing to impeding the ability of the municipality to deliver on its mandate. We have received and been with the municipality to try and find resources in different areas. For example, we have been part of the municipality's ability to get resources from DBSA to try and augment the resources that are required to expand its infrastructure. We have also been part of the processes that were initiated by the municipality itself, which we assisted in terms of finding alternative ways of mixed energy supply, which was looking at trying to find different partners that can come and utilize the advantages that exist in the municipality to produce bio energy from the local supplies, and then complement that which we are buying expensively at the moment from ESCOM through bulk, which is in arrears as well. There are still challenges around capacity at the municipality, and the municipality does need support with regards to that. We are continuing to engage with COGTA, who is in this meeting, as well as the municipality itself on those areas. We are aware as well of the complaints that have been submitted by the municipality by various groups around service delivery, other ones focusing on electricity, and the other focusing on water. On the water situation, there is also a challenge, which is a natural challenge. In 2016, Free State experienced, in 2014 to 2016, Free State experienced drought. And that drought resulted into a serious capacity constraint in Masilonyana, where the design of the system is based on the natural gradient. And when the sources are dry, it becomes very difficult. When those sources are complemented with forced pressure, the infrastructure, which is aging, bursts, and that causes a tension between community and council. And unfortunately, members of the community sometimes do not understand the detail of what happens behind a system. And there's a lot of complaints as a result that we've entertained that have been emanating from these issues. And the municipal manager and the mayor and the speaker are aware of some of these, which we have referred to them. And we have also engaged directly in facilitating some with some of their community agencies that have also recruited us to get there. We have spoken to the Free State Chamber of Mines to try and get support from mines to assist with the water situation. In Masilonyana, there are 3 mines, I think, that are operating in Masilonyana. We are trying to explore a mechanism of partnering these mines with the municipality on specified areas where they would be providing technical support in certain areas that would complement what exists in the municipality. Currently, the municipality does not have a qualified engineer, for example, heading the technical services. There are many reasons for this. Part of the reasons is because the regulations which are now under consideration for review after the Concord decision made it difficult to some extent for municipalities to recruit properly qualified people, particularly because of their level of grading. And you had to make means with recruiting lesser than what the task demand. And as a result of those kind of compromises, it's almost like kicking a can down the road, and then at some stage you will get to the end of the road where the can will be waiting for you. And I think we are there now. Chairperson, the municipality is a municipality that also does not have sufficient industry to collect from. It is a municipality that also does not have, in its 3 towns of Brantford and Tennyson, it does not have sufficient higher LSMs to sustain the requirement in terms of the white paper for 90% collection. This municipality cannot be able to bill and collect out of the targeted bill 80% of what is there because of the increased number of indigency. Come COVID-19, March 2020, COVID-19 has resulted into the following. 1, there were 3 full months of no collection. And this has now hit the financial sustainability at the municipality as a going concern. And when the disaster management grant in terms of Act 202, 57 of 202 was pronounced, the amount that actually came to municipalities, particularly this municipality, was insignificant in the sense that it was not able to deal with the gap that has been caused by that. So it has also created a huge backlog with regards to required resources versus the demand for what needs to be responded to. We have done a series of capacity building to try and help the municipality. We've now been helping the municipality to install its senior leadership. There are processes underway to complete the full complement of the Section 57 appointments. We have trained the councillors in that municipality together with the district. We have now currently finishing by Friday a process of supporting them with capacity building training on MPEC so that it can be able to improve internal inefficiencies as well as governance failures relating to the issues that Auditor General has raised in their 2018-2019 audits. Also to strengthen the oversight within the municipality. We are also together with COCTA trying to help the municipality. It's one of the municipalities that have not been able to fully comply with the requirements of SPLUMA in terms of Section 24 of SPLUMA to put together structures. SPLUMA is an opportunity for local government and municipalities, including this municipality, to utilize the assets that are in our hands to enable us to improve our local economy and planning through managing land uses and also ensuring that we manage the applications, the development applications in a manner that assist to improve and enhance the achievement of the vision of the municipality. So inability to set up proper systems and structures, institutional structures required in terms of SPLUMA impedes on that. We are working with the municipality together with rural development to try and fill that gap at the moment. There is a serious challenge of the ESCOM relationship, which is a process that is currently on IGR dispute between this municipality and ESCOM on certain areas. And we've been part of the sessions to try and facilitate an amicable solution out of them. Out of those, these are the challenges that needs to be addressed. One is there is debt that is escalating on the bulk account. There is risk of non-supply of electricity and unplanned disruptions as a result of implementation of budget by ESCOM. There is risk of threatening the needed investments to try and invest in the recovery of the municipal economy that would be sent away by inability to be given assurances with regards to bulk electricity supply. There are issues that are in dispute between the municipality and ESCOM around the ESCOM relationship. One of those is around the service delivery agreements. Both parties are alleging that they have reneged on certain obligations, and we are trying to resolve that. Secondly, both parties are alleging that there is debt owed by each which has not been serviced in terms of the primary obligations. On the part of ESCOM, they said they have an agreement with the municipality which has not been serviced by non-payment of bulk services. On the municipality's side, there are royalties that they were expecting to be paid by ESCOM when they were ceding over their assets to ESCOM as part of the original SDA, which ESCOM has not paid since 1998, according to the claims made by the municipality. And the municipality is in process of trying to find those issues resolved, and they create the essence of the dispute between ESCOM and this municipality. We would request that the municipality, the parliamentary committee takes into account the areas of support that this municipality needs, particularly around legislation. One is on the relationship with ESCOM, the legislation. I know that is not directly part of this committee, but this committee can refer to the correct committee for that. The second one is around the mines and servicing of mines. Mines are directly served by bulk service suppliers and not by this municipality. And that actually takes away the cream in the municipal market, which then undermines the ability of the municipality to be a going concern. And then the third one is on the role of local government, particularly this municipality that has lifted its hand up around the restructuring of the energy sector. And in respect of this, this municipality has a resource that it has identified, which is the biochemical energy. It needs support on that. It does not have the resources to do that. It requires assistance with partners, as well as legislation that may allow it to be able to then produce and link that to the grid. There are partners that the municipality has spoken to. Those partners are unable to start that kind of work without clarification of the rules of the game, meaning the laws and regulations pertaining to this issue. Chairperson, maybe let me stop at this level to try and not take much of the committee's time, and hope that if the committee has any questions, then I would address those.
Thank you very much for the presentation. You didn't take that much of our time, don't worry. I'm still checking if ESCOM is part of the meeting, Mr. Mkhize. Can you respond to that?
Chair, no, they are not part of the meeting, Chair. I've checked.
You've checked?
Yes, they are not part of the meeting.
If they are not there, we then take the MEC. I'm told the MEC of COCTA is part of the meeting. Can we allow the MEC to address us? MEC Copter?
Chairperson,
Yes.
the HOD, I did earlier on submit
Oh, you
the,
did? Okay.
the MEC's apology. Like I said, he has attended the legislature engagement with the House of Traditional Authorities in the province. That's why he's not part of today's meeting, but the issues that you raised earlier on will also be raised with him so that most of those issues are brought to his attention. And if there's any political issues that the committee will be raising with us, we'll also ensure that we bring that to his attention and request your indulgence to assist him to provide a written response to the committee on those matters that may be raised that are too political for us to handle as administrators. So that is the kind of...
Okay. You seem to be losing us. Are you back?
I did not hear you, Chair.
You seem to be losing us.
Okay, yes, I was saying, I request your intelligence that on those...
No, we're in agreement on that one, don't worry.
Okay.
You can continue.
Chair, the MEC is present.
The MEC is present.
Yes.
The MEC must address us, please. MEC?
There she is.
MEC, can you address us? Duma? Is it Duma?
Yes,
No.
Chair.
Hello?
Yes, I was waiting for honorable member. As he said, the MEC is present in the meeting to hear if the MEC wants to give his introductory remarks. Because at the beginning, I know the MEC was, maybe he's done with that meeting. That's why he has joined us.
No, the MEC is going to address us. He's not going to give us remarks. Can we allow him to address us?
Chair?
Yes.
Can I, in the meantime, as to whether the MEC will address us or not, we get an address specifically from the HOD, Mr. Duma. I'll tell you why. He was the administrator appointed in terms of section 1391B in Masilonyana. And I'm sure you would know that during the submissions, we were told that there was administration, it was lifted, it's not lifted, what is happening. We need to get to know what happened and what has the administration done to address all the issues that are raised in the petition. For me, that is quite important. The political situation and the political issues aside, but we need to be addressed, and the relevant person, in my view, is Mr. Duma, who was the core administrator in that municipality. Thanks, sir.
Okay. Can we then listen to the MEC?
The HOD for correction, Honorable Chairperson.
No, I'm told the MEC is part of the meeting. First, the MEC must address us.
Okay, no, my apologies, Chair.
MEC? Okay, HOD address us. I don't know what's happening with the MEC. I'm told it's part of the meeting, but it doesn't respond to us. I don't know what's happening.
Okay, no, thanks, Chairperson. Let me greet honorable members of the committee, greet the team from Masilonyana Salga. Chairperson, it is correct that as we speak, the municipality is no longer under administration. The Provincial Executive Council took a decision to withdraw Section 139, subsection 1, B intervention in Masilonyana, informed by a number of factors. Let me just give a bit of a background.
Sorry, before you pass that one, I just want you to complete the exercise that the executive in Free State lifted, and the procedure is that they are supposed to write to the NCOP as well a letter that informs us as to your lifting of the Section 139. So I just want to check if you did complete the exercise so that all of us, we are aware.
And the closeout
report
comes to us. Chair, your indulgence and the closeout report. So that because
yes, definitely.
We need to be finished in this meeting with the closeout report.
That's true.
Chair,
when we start talking about Section 39, I want you to complete the exercise because you are a technocrat. You know the steps that you take when you are lifting Section 139. Please take us through the whole process.
Yes, Chair. That is correct. When the Section 139 process is actually lifted, the NCOP has to be informed, the Minister of COCTA has to be informed, and also the Minister responsible for finance. All of them have to be informed. And as Honorable Member Dodovi has indicated, a closeout report should also be submitted. Chair, let me indicate that we did inform the NCOP, but however, the closeout report it's still outstanding because within the closeout report, we're supposed to attach the forensic investigation report, which was conducted by a company appointed by the department to oversee that process of engaging in the forensic investigation, as there were a number of suspicious transactions that happened, which led to the then municipal manager before Mr. Tsikedi to actually resign, as some of those questions were posed directly to him. However, Chairperson, let me indicate that the company that was conducting the forensic investigation indicated that there were burglaries in their offices and they are trying to retrieve the information that they had initially compiled. The first set of the presentation was done to the Executive Council, and then after the Executive Council, it was agreed that they must go back, finalize the report, even send some of the report to the law enforcement officers so that they can then assist with the process of investigating some of those alleged irregularities with the intention of bringing those who may be found to have actually done wrong things to book. So we are currently in that process of finalizing that report. And once the report has been received from the forensic investigators, we will then supply the committee with a detailed report, closeout report, including the forensic report. That is the only hiccup that has actually taken place. But the letter informing the NCOP about the lifting of the intervention was actually done, and we can prove that, Chairperson. Can I then go ahead if there's no any other follow-up?
No. There's an area where I am not satisfied as chair. You are saying you have lifted and yet you have not received the close-up report. What were the basis of lifting when you didn't have the report?
No, Chair, I did not say we did not have the report. I'm saying the report that we must submit to the NCOP, it must be attached, or it must be, copied with a report from the forensic investigators. So it will be an incomplete report to send to the NCOP without the forensic report. So
Okay.
I'm saying the only area that we have not actually done in terms of informing the NCOP is giving them the close-out report, which is inclusive of the forensic report. But the letter informing the NCOP was actually sent, and we can actually provide evidence to that effect. The only area is that as and when we were about to get that report, the forensic investigators informed us that their offices were actually buckled at, and a whole lot of computers and servers were actually stolen, because it's not only in the Free State where they were conducting forensic investigation. So the matter, we can even provide evidence of the case that was opened by the forensic investigators. However, they said to us, they are trying to, coordinate the information that they may have lost relating to Masilonyana and Mafube local municipalities. And once that exercise has been done, we will favor the report, the committee with the relevant report that is inclusive of the forensic investigation. Otherwise, the report that informed the closeout and the withdrawal is available, but only lacks the forensic part of things.
Okay. Thank you. I'm satisfied.
Chair, I'm not satisfied.
All right.
Chair, the department says, and we'll come back to that point, they say they lifted the intervention. And I'm not sure whether does the record I have correct or not. It says that they lifted this intervention in November last year, right? Now, it can be that you fail to produce a closeout report because you must attach the forensic investigation report. When you close or you lift the intervention, you must submit the letter to the NCOP that I don't have, and the closeout report, not the forensic investigation report. What if there was no forensic investigation? It means that you are going to submit the closeout report and the letter indicating that you closed. Now I want to give this process a benefit of doubt, because the closeout report is ready as the HOD is indicating. Can we, whilst we are in this meeting is scheduled until 2 o'clock. We are 12 o'clock now. Can we, in the next 15 minutes, be emailed the report as we engage with these serious issues about this municipality? Be favored with the closeout report, so that in the course of this meeting, we discuss it, we look at it, even if it would be late, but we would have the report and deal with the report as part of this meeting by once and for all. Thanks, Chair.
Okay. No trains match on that. I'm sure the MM can assign someone, whilst you are busy with this interaction, to please email us. Is it in order, sorry, not MM, is it in order HOD?
Chair, I don't have a problem with that. That will be complied with. But let me indicate that I'm also on a sick leave, but I will coordinate, because I went for a very major operation, and I'm actually supposed to be coming to work on the 13th of October. But I'll do all in my powers to ensure that the committee has the report. I think, Chair, I must also indicate this disclaimer. It is actually not for the first time that the Parliament, and let me put it that way, has claimed that we have not submitted any report, when in fact we have, or some of the letters, and we will be able to prove, like we have proven with the others that we have had engagement on previously. Thanks, Chair. Let me then continue on that basis.
I want us to make sure that there's a difference between the National Assembly and the NCOP. As NCOP, the chairperson of COPTA is saying he doesn't have it in his disposal. What we will do, we will check with office of the chairperson of the NCOP if he does have such reports. Okay? So that
Chairperson,
we
I
don't
fully,
use each other.
yes, no, Chairperson, I fully agree. I'm raising this because the chairperson of the Silo Committee, even in the previous one, it was the similar things and we provided that evidence. And there's never been an acknowledgement to say, yes, NCOP or the Select Committee was actually on the wrong side because this information was submitted well on time, but they never acknowledged it. So that's what I'm raising. That's what I'm raising, Chair. Thanks.
All right, let's not take that further. We will acknowledge when we receive it.
Okay. Chairperson, like I indicated, the municipality was indeed under administration, which was enacted in 2017. I'm giving this background so that the chairperson is also becomes aware on how or what decisions were actually arrived at to allow the Director General, myself, to actually babysit the municipality as administrators up until the municipality was actually taken out of the administration. In 2017, Mr. Stephen Kau was appointed as administrator. But however, because of some of the serious problems that were raised, including the letter that was written by the speaker to our attention as the department, where they were not actually happy with the performance of Mr. Kau, we then subsequently withdrew his services from Masilonyana Local Municipality. And then the Executive Council took a decision that while they will be looking at the new administrator, then the Director General plus myself will then have to go and assist on those matters that were identified even before the municipality. The municipality.
Please. Okay.
Sorry,
you were not audible. So I was saying, please. I was
yes,
saying you were not audible. Now yes, you are.
Yes, like I'm saying, let me put also this apology, Chairperson. Like I'm saying, I'm still at home. Now, what happens is that I'm using my phone as a gadget to communicate in this meeting.
Okay. You are mute again.
When the phone, it automatically puts itself on a mute, but I'm rejecting most of the calls that I'm receiving. That is my apology that I want to pass, Chairperson, whenever you hear these breakages.
Okay.
Chairperson, the like I'm saying, the municipality was then placed under administration, the administrator being Mr. Stephen Kau, and subsequently there were a lot of complaints that were raised about his involvement in the municipality, and then some divisions that he was actually bringing among the staff members, and even appointing some of the personnel in the municipality exceeding the powers that were actually accorded to him in terms of the terms of reference. And now, upon receipt of the complaint from the speaker, we then did a bit of the investigation, and then the Executive Council resolved to withdraw Mr. Kau, and then said the Director General and myself will then have to assume that responsibility to ensure that there's no lull in terms of what needs to be done in supporting the municipality. And then in November, as Honorable Dodofi correctly pointed out, we presented a report, which report we will then submit to the committee, which does not involve, obviously, the forensic investigation in line with the directive that we have just received. Giving the details of the achievements that are there, which have been noticed by COCT, the department, including the provincial government, on a number of strides that the municipality had actually made. Let me also indicate that in that process, Chairperson, there were penalties that National Treasury had also implemented against the municipality. Like I said initially, there were issues that were actually fraudulent, alleged fraudulent activities that were done by the then municipal manager. which necessitated the department, the provincial government to actually intervene. And as a result, some of those things did not comply, or it was the misuse of the grant money, which then resulted in National Treasury implementing punitive measures against the municipality. As you would know that the situation is such that whenever there's non-compliance on the side of municipalities, the Treasury will come up with punitive measures such as deducting the equitable share allocation depending on an element of non-compliance. So the municipality actually entered with the help of the provincial treasury and also provincial COCTA to actually conclude an agreement on how the municipality will actually pay back the monies that they were not supposed to be entitled to, in line with the punitive measures that Treasury has actually put in place. And I can confirm that the municipality has so far been able to service the debt with National Treasury. And I think in the next tranche of the equitable share, they will be able to get their full complement of equitable share. Added to that, Chair, was the fact that the municipality, on the other matter that was raised, there was also a fraudulent activity where fraudsters behave as ESCOM officials, and then monies were actually paid in the wrong accounts but not ESCOM account, to the level that the matter was actually brought to the law enforcement officers. And as we speak, the matter is receiving their attention, and I think arrests, if not already done, will be made soon. We have not just yet made follow up on the latest, but I think proper what is the status quo as we speak. Added to that, we have been able to assist the municipality with the payment of the property valuer, because one of the problems that were there was that the municipality was not being able to bill its consumers in view of the fact that when they migrated from their financial system to be compliant with M-Score, there were challenges there with their server. And then as a result, the company that was appointed by National Treasury to ensure that the municipality is M-Score compliant could not actually assist in terms of issuing the bills to consumers. And as a result of the outstanding valuation report by the valuer, and the valuer could not release the report because of the outstanding money. So as the department, we advance that money to the municipality so that the valuer can be paid and then issue or make the valuation roll available to the municipality. And that exercise was actually undertaken. So one of the things that we're undertaking with the municipality is that, as you might have seen in their response or in their presentation, there are buildings that they are currently busy with in terms of improving. One of the things that we've committed as the department was that we will give them the server that we have been using. After our upgrade of our AT system, we still have got redundant servers. So you would know that in terms of the state information technology agency, SITA, we still need to actually go to them so that they can clean the server. And by the time we actually donate it to the municipality, all the measures have actually been attending to cleanse those servers by SITA. Once the building is actually available, because the current building of the municipality did not allow us to actually provide that server, as there was no enough space to actually host those servers. So now there are improvements to make sure that at least the new servers that will be donated by the department can then be accommodated. You would know that the server room needs to have some specifications that are actually detailed by SITA. So that's the current process that the municipality is actually engaged in. We have also been able to assist municipality with the payment of salaries, including paying for service providers around the chemicals to deal with the purification of the extracted water. So those are some of the things that we have been able to assist the municipality with. And because the plan that was indicated, the financial recovery plan that was indicated by the municipality, also indicated to us that there is an improvement in a number of areas. Because remember, an intervention, it's not a guarantee that there will be a revenue. We are attending to those issues that we were aware of. Among the others, among the issues were around non-payment of salaries, non-payment of the third parties, and ever since the new appointment of the mayor and the and the MM, we have seen an improvement in those areas. Currently, the municipality does not have a problem in terms of paying for employee salaries, including the third-party payment. However, Chair, we were also confronted by this monster of COVID-19, which also reversed quite a number of progress that were actually made. And among them are the issues that I've earlier on indicated, that when the provincial government withdrew Section 139 intervention in November, we were supposed to have had that forensic report around February, March. But because there were those battles and then we're subsequently confronted with the lockdowns, we have not been able to receive that report. But as soon as the investigators are ready with the report, we will make sure that we submit same to the committee after having submitted our closeout report. That is just briefly what I wanted to indicate, Chair. I will await any question that may be posed by honorable members in this regard. Thanks, Chair.
Okay. Thank you very much. I was just wondering if you are aware that this kind of interaction is made public to the television. I was just wondering. That's it from the HOD. We didn't receive a report from Auditor General. I was told by some members from the group that you have not received that report from the Auditor General. Can I check, Mr. Mkhize, if we have finally circulated to all members the report of the Auditor General? I did see the letter, which I'm taking it that it is coming from the Office of the Auditor General, which is written on the 29th of September, apologizing that they won't be able to attend our meeting, and also indicating that another factor is that as of now, they didn't receive any submitted information from the municipality for 2017-2018 and 2018-2019, which makes it very difficult for them to make any presentation about the status of finance in the municipality. I've got that letter in my possession, and they've apologized that they won't be able to attend. ESCOM didn't respond. I don't know what happened, but we will leave it at that and take the information that we've received both from the municipality as well as SALGA. I just want to highlight the fact that whoever have presented that, they must know that it's equal to present to the House of the NCOP. The information you have given us, we take it as truth. If not, it will have very serious implications to those that have been presenting to us. Can I then allow the members of the committee to ask questions of clarity so that when we sit as this committee and discuss the report as received from the municipality as well as the information that we've received from the department, were able to have factual information? I see that Honorable Dodovu's hand is up, and I'm checking who else wants to ask a question of clarity.
Michalakis,
No?
please, Chair.
Sorry, it's not Dodovu. I'm very sorry, Honorable Masilonyana. This name is very difficult. And also,
Don't worry, Chair, there are persons.
And Honorable Mthethwa's hand is up. Any other member that wants to be clarified? No. So we'll start with you, Honorable
Is
Masilonyana.
the dog after, Chair?
All right. Your hand is not up here. I'll take you after Honorable Ntetwa. Over to you, Honorable Member.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. I could have been compared to worse than Honorable Dudovo. He's not a bad guy, so I don't take any exception. Chairperson, let me first also under the circumstances, thank
Is it me?
Ntate,
Just a minute.
Can you hear me, Chair?
Honorable Member,
Yep.
I struggle to hear you.
Yes,
I'm
Chair.
just checking, am I the only one?
All of us, Chair, we don't hear him.
All right.
Chairperson, is it better with my video off?
All of us, he's fading, Chair.
Oh, okay. You are much better now, Honorable Member. Can you start?
Thank you, Chair. I'm going to keep the video off then. I first want to say thank you under the circumstances for Ntate Duma for being here whilst he is sick. I hope he recovers very quickly. Chairperson, before we start, there are a few documents that I think the committee needs to request. Among them is there's talk of a financial recovery plan. I think the committee should request a copy of that financial recovery plan, as well as we've said earlier, the clear out report. But I also think that the forensic report was sufficiently completed to be shared with the department in the province, although there are a few things outstanding. I think that the preliminary report should also be shared with us, with the understanding that there are a few things to be finalized. But if it was ripe for the provincial department to receive a preliminary report, then I do think that it should be shared with us as well. And then also the last information that I want to request is the CAS number of the Hawks case that the mayor referred to with regards to the wrong payment to Eskom. If we can just have that SAPS CAS number, please. Chair, then just to get to my questions, I have been a resident of Masilonyana for the last 33 years. I know the situation on the ground because I live here. Now, if you sit in a municipality where there is no money to put in fuel in the vehicles to deliver any services, if the community has to pay 200 Rand for petrol for the municipality, then you have a problem. At once, even the speaker of the council complained that her medical aid wasn't paid by the municipality because they didn't have cash flow. Chairperson, so you clearly have a problem with cash flow in this municipality where they do not have the money to buy the basics. Time and time again, I have heard that they aren't able to buy chemicals to clean the water because there's no money to buy chemicals. And that's a basic function of the municipality, is to provide clean water. So what we sit with here, despite all the wonderful things included in the mayor's report, is that we sit with a municipality that doesn't have the cash flow to function on a day-to-day basis. That is the crux of the problem.
Honorable Member, can I disturb you?
Yes, of course. You
are debating the report. You are not asking the question of clarity.
Chairperson, I'm coming to the question. I need to just point this out to get to my question. Okay. My question is the following. If a municipality doesn't have money to put petrol in its vehicles, then it has a serious cash flow problem. My question is directed to Mr. Duma, and that is, why has the province not intervened in terms of section 139(5) of the Constitution by imposing a clear financial recovery plan and making sure that the municipality holds to it? In the 15 years that has gone by, Mayor Kwalane has been the mayor for 13 of those 15 years, if I'm correct. And in those 13 years, the municipality has been put under administration twice. Now, my question with regards to this is, Chairperson, Eskom last year had a debt of 58 million rand. This year, it's got a debt of 77 million rand. Why did the Eskom debt go up from 55 million to 77 million rand in 1 year? And why did the Eskom debt, why was it allowed to go up to 77 million rand under this mayor's tenure? Okay. My third question, Chairperson, is there has been mention of third parties not being paid. Now, I understand that this, according to Mr. Duma, has been corrected. But there are serious consequences to this to begin with. Firstly, there must be consequence management, because what happened to the money that was deducted from the salaries from so many employees? I know of a case where an employee of the municipality wanted to bury a family member, and they were told that despite the fact that the premium was deducted every month, that policy has lapsed because the money was deducted and not paid over to the insurer. What happened to that money that was taken from employees and never paid over to the insurer? Surely there must be consequence management, because that points to fraud. Chairperson, then I'm almost done, if you would indulge me. Chairperson, then my last question is just this. Public participation seems to be a very big problem in the municipality. As a resident of the municipality, when we went through the budget cycle, I put in a request to see the budget because I wanted to take part in the public participation process as a member of the public. There was no budget at that stage on the website. The Facebook account of the municipality, of 63 residents, it's got 5,000 people on that Facebook page. The WhatsApp group that I'm aware of has got 146 members of the 63,000 residents. I requested a copy of the budget. The councillor said he'll come back to me. I never received a response. I emailed the request to the municipality. I never received a response. Now, if I, as a member of the public and a member of parliament, cannot get hold of the budget, how could the community get hold of the budget? The point I want to make, Chairperson, I want a response from the municipality on this. The point I want to make is, if the complaints of the community is political, then why was it indicated by the municipal manager that they've received numerous complaints about these matters? I fear, Chairperson, that the public participation process is not up to scratch in the municipality. And I want to know exactly from the municipality, when they do public participation meetings, how do they go about advertising these meetings to get sufficient public participation from the community? As I said, I, as a member of the community, tried to get hold of documentation. I couldn't. I don't get response. How does the rest of the community get response if they don't reply to me? Chairperson, I'm going to leave it at that for now. I would like a bite perhaps later, but my colleagues also have questions, so I'm not going to take all the time. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. Can we go to Honorable Mthethwa?
No, thanks, Chair. Mine is simple, Chair. I heard the municipality complaining about the relationship with Eskom, that he needed some assistance from the NCOP. My question, Chair, is in what way? Can it be specific? Is it about the billing issue, or they are not talking to each other as a result, and that result to poor services? The second one is service over the services of the mine. He did not get into detail as well there to understand whether is it because the mines are serviced by Eskom vis-a-vis the municipalities. Is it the issue relating to billing as well on that one, so that we can, when we intervene, we know for sure as to what exactly is happening. The issue of the third party that my colleagues has also touched on it. How far with this matter and how deep it is for current employees that are still there, are they now covered, or the issue of the third party still remain a major issue? And if they have resolved it, how did they resolve it, particularly for the current and those that have left under the schemes? Those are my questions, Chair. Thank you very much.
Honorable Dodovu.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Some few issues with me. Firstly, I want to say, Chair, that on the 17th of September, a year ago, this municipality appeared before the SCOPA Committee of the National Assembly, where most of the issues that are discussed here were discussed. Now, in that meeting with the SCOPA was extremely worried about the state of affairs in the municipality, that the intervention in terms of Section 1391B was not working and it was not yielding any results. Now, 2 months later, the provincial executive lifted the intervention. Now, my question is to the province: why, in the observation of the SCOPA, they felt that the financial situation in Masilonyana was worsening, that service delivery was collapsing, especially with regard to water and electricity, that strikes were taking place by the employees, that the employees were not paid salaries, that ESCOM's account was going up to, at that stage, 70 million rand, and that this municipality, together with Mahube, were the worst performing municipalities in the Free State. And linked to that the administrators who were there after the first administrator was recalled, they were not attending meetings. And with all these problems in mind, why would, after 2 months, the provincial government decided to terminate the intervention? To what an extent had the provincial government addressed all those questions which were raised by SCOPA? Linked to those questions was the fact that there was political instability in the municipality, that the positions, especially the senior management positions, were vacant and were not filled, that the municipality was even paying the municipal infrastructure grant, which is a conditional grant, was using it to pay the staff salaries. And for me, just the observation of SCOPA was indicating that it was dealing with the municipality in crisis. And why would, in a matter of 2 months, that the department lifted the intervention? What is it that the department was seeing differently? Because, Chair, if I had the access to the close-out report, I would know that these were the reasons. Within a very short space of time, there were improvements. I'm raising these questions here because what I see and what is before me here, unless I'm informed otherwise, the situation has not improved. Actually, the situation has worsened. And I'm asking myself, why would the department arrive at the decision to lift the intervention in that particular municipality. Now, the second question linked to that is, if indeed the department lifted the intervention in November last year, what is the post-intervention plan that the department have in mind to ensure that it improves, the municipality improves the situation? Where I sit, Chair, I'm extremely worried about the situation in Masilonyana. I'm raising this point because now I'm linking it up with what the letter that you've just read, Chair, from the Office of the Auditor General. That letter says, 2015-2016, the municipality obtained a disclaimer. 2016-2017, it was a disclaimer. 2017-2018, the municipality have not submitted its annual financial statements. 2018-2019, just the previous year audit reports, the municipality is one of the 6 municipalities in the Free State that have not submitted the annual financial statement. And I want to put it to the mayor and asking him a question. Are you aware that you are breaking the law? This is a gross violation of the law that you are unable to submit the annual financial statements. And if so, why are you not submitting the annual financial statements so that your books must be audited, must be subjected to audit? And why would it take so much and so long that your municipality cannot submit the annual financial statements? Those are my questions, Chair. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Honorable Dodovu. Can I then allow Honorable Sileku to speak?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Chair. Please, apologies for my camera. Chair, the chairperson has actually said, pointed some of the issues that I wanted to raise. But what is important, Chair, is that I don't know whether the Provincial Treasury Department was invited in this particular meeting or not, because what we have actually heard when we were visiting, when we had our oversight, I think a few weeks back, in Limpopo, if I'm not, in the Mpumalanga province, where the MEC said, because of the municipality not submitting their audit or their AFCs, we held their equitable share. And now I ask myself, there is a municipality that has not submitting their audit AFS for 2 consecutive financial years, but they've been paid, their equitable share has been paid to them. Then I ask myself, what is so special about this municipality? That they don't comply with the law, but they get what is due to them. And also now you get a municipal manager that says that the petitioner was supposed to come to us and talk to us around the table so that we can get some specifics about the petition because there's some information outstanding. Then I asked myself, the petitioner has actually spoke to them. They did not respond to them. Now they come to us and now they try to justify why the petitioner actually approached us to engage with them, because it seems like this municipality does not listen. If they've listened to their residents, then the residents would not be asking us to speak to them. And those are the issues that we need to get clarity in terms of. And Chair, the other issue that I'm worried about is I don't know, because there's a lot of information that has been said and that we are engaging with DBSA, but there is no detail. There's answers that we are getting, but there is vague answers. There is no detail into it, and that's what we are here, because we cannot assist if there is some information that is lacking in this process. One typical example is based on the bylaws. Now they say, no, the bylaws has been promulgated, and now my process, now one would expect that a mayor would say, okay, we had a workshop in terms of the bylaws on a particular date. We went out on public participation. These were the dates. And then we convened a council meeting, and the bylaws there were amendments, and there was no amendments. And then it was promulgated and it was sent out. And those are the processes that we follow. So, and those details are actually lacking. I would like them just to clarify the public participation process that they have followed in terms of promulgating the bylaws. And the other one, the Chair, that I would like to get some clarity on is the issue of the valuation rate, the valuation role of the municipality. You know, what is currently happening and who is doing it, and what process are they engaging to make sure that it is correct? You know, because it's a big issue that is actually happening in that municipality. And also, Chair, I've also noticed that in municipalities sometimes, especially if you hear that there's a municipality in distress, especially in the informal areas, you find there will be fires. Fires and shacks or informal structures will burn, and people might die in that process. So I would just like to the municipality just to tell us in terms of their fire and rescue function, how is it currently performed? Has there been any casualties within that municipality that has actually died because of late response, and what has happened to make sure that it does not happen going forward? Because one life lost, it's too much, you know. And the other one, Chair, is that when the mayor says, no, we are still going to engage in a process of determining how many indigent individuals we have within our municipality, I become very much worried. Because some of the information that we actually could be sharing should be at your fingertips. You must be able to tell us within this municipality, the indigent percentage is so much and so much. You know, and the issue of COVID is going to affect us, you know, going forward. Because we can never say some of the issues that we are currently experiencing now because of people not paying is because it's COVID. And me as well, Chair, if the institution that is rendering a service is not giving me value for money, I will be reluctant to pay. And then if that institution does not have internal controls to make sure that the money that I'm paying, you know, is actually better used. Because how can one expect the community to pay when a municipality where they live in does not submit annual financial statements? They don't account for their finances, but they expect the community to pay. They can take every process. They can go to Operation Batala. They can go to Operation Saula. As long as they don't account, the community is not going to trust them. So the municipality must be able to inform us and tell us how are they going to make sure that they are trusted by the community that they serve so that they can actually pay for services. And also, Chair, the issue of vehicles being not roadworthy, the excuse now is that there was a problem at the station where they're supposed to be roadworthy. It can never be like that, Chair. It can never be like that. So I just want them to clarify to us, how many municipal vehicles do they have that are not roadworthy? And then if they don't have vehicles that are roadworthy, how are they rendering a service? How do you render a service if you don't have trucks that are roadworthy, if you don't have buckets that are roadworthy for people to go from point A to point B? Those are the questions, and it's unfortunate that the MEC is not here, because really I feel very strong about what Honorable Dodovi is saying, that you lift Section 139(1)B, but you know, we can actually see for ourselves now that there is no improvement there. Nothing is actually happening in that municipality. Nothing is happening in that municipality. And it's not the first time that they've been under Section 139(1)B. It happened in the first term. Now it's happening again. And then you lift and you keep on lifting, and there's no consequent management. And I don't know what role the mayor has actually played to make sure that he plays his oversight role in terms of the MFMA. He has certain functions that he needs to fulfill. I don't know whether he knows what function he needs to fulfill. Because
I think the member is out of order. I think he's now attacking my position.
I'm not attacking.
Because I will respond, and then I will respond to those
Mayor,
to respond to those
Honorable Mayor, can you allow me to...
All the questions that are being here are the same questions that were forwarded by the DA.
Yeah. Can you allow me to protect you from the honorable member? Honorable Sleko.
Yes, Chair.
Don't attack the person. Deal with the questions of clarities, please.
Okay. No, Chair, I'm not surprised that we are sitting with this municipality. So,
okay.
When we have such responses. Chair, on my last one, let me rather leave for the other members to also have a bite. Can you just, like the MM, clarify in terms of their equitable share? How do they spend their equitable share?
Okay.
And also in terms of their percentage when it comes to remuneration of staff, how much of their budget goes to payments of staff, percentage-wise? Thank you very much, Chair.
Professor, I would like to know that afterwards.
We are going to come back to you, Honorable Member. Cool down, Honorable Mayor. We are going to give you a chance to respond to all these questions.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Honorable Professor. Just note, Honorable Mayor.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I am also very concerned, and I cannot share my colleagues' concern better than what they did themselves. If I just look at the situation of water, I have circulated on the group a video that I've received from a friend residing in that municipality. And I've listened to I've been with water and sanitation. I know more of how water and sanitation works. And I know also that even if you put in chemicals as much as you'd like in water like that, it's not going to resolve the problem. There's filtering that needs to happen there with water with so much sludge in. You cannot expect any appliance of any household or bathing a baby or washing in water like that. It is absolutely, it's brown, it's sludge water. We cannot expect people to be satisfied with that. I also want to state that if everything in a municipality works, you will not know that there's a municipality. If people start complaining, and if people go into petitions, that is an outcry. That is public participation. And we have to adhere to what the need of the people is in the areas where they stay. In the areas where they stay and they pay for services they never received, we will not be able to keep them happy and not protesting. Some of our protesters go and they burn down buildings. Others do petitions and they complain in other ways, like with the petition that we've just received. We have to get to the core of this thing. And if we look at the finances and we see that there's no consequences. For example, can Mr. Duma tell us why they did not submit the audit, which is an MFMA compliance? There has to be consequences if you do not comply with your MFMA calendar. and with your MFMA legislation, as well as the equitable no, I want to know that was already done. I also want to know about the deductions from employees' salaries, the third-party payments. We see it all the more and more that municipalities are literally, that is theft. You cannot deduct from somebody's salary an amount and not pay it over to the third party that it has to be paid over for. That is theft. And criminal cases has to be open in cases like this. For now, that is enough for me. A lot of questions has been asked, but this is serious. This municipality is not worthy to be a municipality with the services and the chaos. If you just listen to the report from Salva and you listen to the report that was given to us, it doesn't make sense. There's a lot of things that needs to be investigated here, and surely they need assistance. And the province, we also need to know from the province what kind of Section 154, what kind of support they gave to this municipality for the period that is ongoing now since their first intervention till now. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. No other hands? No. Okay. Honorable members, I also have some questions from my side as chair. What I would like to know, how many senior management positions are filled except for the one of the municipal manager? And I heard that the province has been paying salaries for the staff of the municipality. I want to know for how long did they pay for the staff and how much exactly have they paid? And lastly, they also indicated that they also paid for the service providers. I would like to know which are those service providers that they were paying and how much were they paying those service providers? Because there are lots of challenges in terms of payments by the municipality. And I want also to re-emphasize the point that the municipality must seriously take serious the matter of accounting for taxpayers' money. We cannot really smile when we hear that they are seriously violating the laws of this country, that each and every year they are supposed to account how did they spend taxpayers' money. So when the mayor is going to respond, he must please tell us what is their plan to account to the Auditor General. I am told that there's also a person that is coming from legislature under the office of Petitions. After the responses, I will allow them to briefly tell us what have they done in terms of this particular petition. Can I give it to you, Honorable Mayor?
Thank you, Chairperson. I've noted when other members are being deliberating, asking questions, that other issues have been overtaken by events. For an example, it has been mentioned that yes, MIC money was used to pay salaries and so on. I must indicate here that the money that Treasury held was paid over by Treasury, by this municipality. Because another member is asking, what is so special about this municipality continuing to receive an equitable share? that money that is being equitable share that has been given to the municipality, the money that was used for salaries those previous years, that man was paid off. Secondly, that I want us, honorable member, that it be registered. As much as honorable members, we are trying to project a bleak picture of Masilonyana municipality, I must indicate to you that there is a big improvement we are spending on MIC projects. If I'm not mistaken, we are leading, Honorable Chairperson, with the expenditure of infrastructure projects, capital projects that are unfolding in our municipality. We are spending. Now, when you talk about municipal managers here to give also about all those technical issues. But Chairperson, I want you to put it on record that here we are dealing with memorandum or petition of a DA. I'm not trying to politicize everything, but there is an analogy what the DA has written here and what they have been sending issues out, even opening cases against this municipality. On the ground, on the ground, Chairperson, on the ground.
Order, please.
Honorable Mayor.
It's only sitting here to be, yes, order, Chair.
Honorable members was 4,000.
Honorable Mayor.
Order.
Honorable Mayor.
Yes, Chairperson.
I'm calling you into order.
Thank you, Chairperson. Okay.
Yes, we are dealing with the petition of Mr. Langsman. There was no tagging of that petition. Can we leave it at that? Okay.
The indigent at our disposal, Honorable Chairperson, was 4,000. Now, we have decided and resolved in council that it is very important that we, all councillors per ward, should consult with the community so that we can feel, because we are, in actual fact, we are not happy with the number of 4,000 indigents. So we said the number is high because the rate of unemployment in Masilonyana is high, even if you can go through the stats. It equals to 36%, and then particularly that also includes the youth. Chairperson, I will ask municipal manager in my reporting here. There are issues that have been raised regarding the bylaws and so forth. I've explained the process that we have followed. I'm sure it will be proper if the committee says, if we have not provided the date of public participation, we'll be given a chance to submit that. I think it's proper to say that. Now, when it comes to the issue of breaking the law, another member must remember that this municipality was under 139. And therefore, the company that was appointed to undertake assets, registry, and annual financial reports that they have to compile, it was appointed by the province. I think the province must give you the response. And I want MM also to elaborate further about our engagement with AG office. As I'm speaking with you now, last week, 2 weeks back, there was an engagement between municipal manager's office, including the AG. So I think you will elaborate further as to what has transpired and what were the cause, because some of the cause, they were saying people were not paid, those who were compiling asset register during administration and so on, and therefore the annual financial statement could not be submitted and so for 2 consecutive years. So I think it's very important, honorable member, to deal with this issue, and they will explain also further with the evaluation of the municipality, the value hours to be assisted by COPTA to finalize this evaluation, to show that we are engaging with the community. There are other people who have made submissions, even the farmers, about the middle management and middle agreement that we have entered with them and so on, including the mines. For a long time, mines were not even paying these municipalities. But there are agreements in that. That is why I'm saying some of the issues I would like MM to input on that.
Okay.
I will request the House.
There's a simple question that we've asked. How many senior managers do you have?
Okay, sorry, Chairperson. Sorry, I want to apologize about my omission. We have 4. One, we have municipal manager, we have technical manager, and we have a social and community service manager, and then we have LED. This one is an CFO. It's 5 all in all. It's 5.
You have a CFO?
Yeah, we are in the process of appointing the CFO. The interviews were conducted recently. There was, when we were at NCOP, I want to remind the House person, we made undertaking there that this section, senior managers' positions are going to be filled. We filled the position of technical manager, social and community services manager. We are in the process of finalizing that one of CFO. This one of LED and so on, we said we will look at it after we have prioritized all these remaining positions that has to be filled. The CFO is going to be appointed. And we have made commitment, and we did undertake such commitment, Chairperson.
Thank you. Can you take the MM?
Thanks, Chair. Chairperson,
Yes.
I'll start with the issue of cash flow. I think in the report as presented by the mayor, we alluded to the fact that at some stage, we do have cash flow challenges as a municipality. And obviously, there's no way that we'll say we do not. And this will lead to a number of challenges. But the issue of fuel, Chair, of third parties and chemicals, they are high on our priority. And correctly so, Chair, we are saying, why at some stage we found our cars being unroadworthy? Look, we have to give a service. There was a systemic problem. We can't put it anyhow. There was a systemic problem. That's what obtained at that particular point in time, which of course we are dealing with, Chair. Let me indicate that as a Chair, we have already engaged. Okay, I'm responding, Chair. Thanks a lot. What we have done, we have designated Chief Traffic Officer to be the person handling the matter. And addressing the meeting, Chair, last week there was an engagement between himself and the office in Windbeck in particular. Remember, we are dealing with 3 offices, one in Windbeck, one in Brantford, and the other in Chenaza. But what he had done, we had since processed the payment. The issue of proof of payment got delayed because we had to close finance offices. As a result, that impacted on the system, that side, to receive the proof of payment and process the licenses. Therefore, there was no way that that could happen. But that has since been resolved, Chair. So what we're also doing, what we're also doing as far as our fleet is concerned, we have assessed our fleet, Chair. We now know that we have about 12 buggies. We have about 5 tipper trucks. Hence, we went out on tender to say, let us appoint a service provider that is credible and who will assist the municipality as far as the procurement of fleet is concerned. So we've signed the SLA just a day before. And we are happy to say now, at least we are happy that our fleet will ultimately be delivered. But remember, Chair, given the challenges of cash flow in Masilonyana, normally when you go out on tender, we would say without the municipality incurring costs, meaning we are looking at other means of ensuring that our activities do get financing, you see. So we are there, Chair. Chair, as far as chemicals are concerned, to say the municipality does not provide water because there is no chemical, that is history as indicated in the report, because what we had to do, Chair, we had this service provider who would not, despite the fact that we had signed a 3-year contract with them, but they were not willing to supply service provider when they were not paid. And we really had to ensure that in that space, we get somebody who will agree and understand and get to appreciate our challenges. So we are happy to report here that the reporting or on non-delivery or non-supply of water due to non-delivery of chemicals is no longer there. So we are very happy about that. Chair, let me talk to the issue of third parties and go to town about it. You see, Chair, when I got here in 2018, third parties were not paid. That is a fact. We cannot move away from them. But this, upon investigation, you find that this matter emanates from as far back as 2012. There's evidence to that effect. But in 2018, Chair, we started to prioritize the third parties. And I'm happy to report I can even provide a report to that effect, Chair, to say most of the employees who had resigned, some as far back as 2014, their benefits were paid in 2018 because we engaged a service providers in that regard. Sala, Chair, could not pay our employees, but they were paid in 2018. Some Provident Fund could not release benefits, but they were released. So what we are doing here, we entered into payment arrangements that would work in the best interest of our employees. And yes, from time to time, Chair, we will experience cash flow problems such that we wouldn't pay your medical aid. But it's not something that has become a regular feature. You see, I'm saying it's something that happens once in a while, but we try by all means to ensure that we zoom into that space and ensure that we own the space as we engage the affected parties. Chair, one of the reasons why ESCOM account would always escalate, I think we need to be very bold and honest about the ESCOM account. Look, the interest that ESCOM charges is very abnormal, Chair, on municipalities. And this emanates from many years back. Remember, you'll be told you owe ESCOM 55 million. But nobody would say, why did we get to the 55 million that we now ultimately owe ESCOM? ESCOM, Chair, initially would charge interest twice in a month. We all know that history. So when you enter into a payment arrangement with ESCOM and you unfortunately default, then penalty kicks in. And the manner in which the ESCOM penalty kicks in is very astronomical. So most municipalities are not surviving. And the sooner we get to embrace this issue and talk about it openly in the country, the better, Chair. Because a number of municipalities are suffering because of this particular arrangement. We appreciate the fact that, Chair, at least with Masilonyana for now, we have this relationship, working relationship with provincial ESCOM team. So it was raised, of course, by Salga to say there are challenges. The challenges that we are having, Chair, with ESCOM, yes, is for us to talk, number one, to the 1992 contracts, because ESCOM has already made its offer to say, Masilonyana, we were owing 10,000, and that has since been paid. But as an institution, we said, no, that's not what we deserve, because we do have the said contracts at our disposal. So we have engaged Salga and have engaged DBSA, because DBSA, we know, even though it's one of the national secrets, but we know DBSA assisted Newcastle to recover some of the money in terms of the 1992 contracts, where municipalities were made to lose or forfeit all their assets to ESCOM. So there's work in progress in as far as this particular issue is concerned. Chair, public participation. We may not be sure if we are told we are not conducting one. Because, Chair, just for starters, when we were to install the prepaid meters, I'm going on record as saying, Chair, fortunately, I was leading the delegation that addressed the communities. And the number of our halls were full, Chair, because we engaged the members of community. We notified the members in Tennessee, in Windberg, in Brantford, as well as Verkeerde Chair. Unfortunately, the councillors were there, but I made the presentation to this effect. Now, the issue of the budget, I know we had to make a submission to the Office of the MEC in the Province for Finance, and we indicated that there might have been challenges, but indeed the budget was made available to members of the community. Because we used various platforms, Chair. Even that particular response that we furnished the Office of MEC in the Province for Treasury, we can make available to the committee, Chair. Chair, the request for assistance as raised by Honorable Member Mthethwa, of course, this was articulated by Salga as CEO. With the mines, Chair, we are fortunate to say, look, for years, there's been that dispute between the municipality and the mines. But we're happy to say from last day, we intervened and we have found each other with the mines in as far as, Chair, the payment of tax and rates is concerned. Chair, we have found one another in as far as SLP with the mines is concerned, because when I got there, there was also an impasse with regard to the implementation of the SLP. Mines were saying to us, guys, we are seated with your money, more than 27 million, but we don't know what to do with it. So we had to intervene, and ultimately, Chair, we are happy to report to the House that something is happening in that regard. But the major challenge, as alluded to, Chair, is the situation wherein we are not raking in more money, because obviously ESCOM has taken over the supply of electricity. Citibank has taken up the supply of water. So those are some of our revenue streams. But in respect of the mines, we unfortunately remain toothless because the service does not belong to us directly. You see. Chair, the issue of why we keep on being treated special is not a matter of special treatment. I don't think there's such a thing that exists in government across the spheres, that I'm sure of. Chair, we have noted that there were challenges that are alluded to in the report with regard to the annual financial statements. But I need to indicate, Chair, that the 17-18 financial year is ready. So we have engaged the senior manager who's responsible for Masilonyana. He's a newly appointee, Ntate Johan Marie of the Auditor General's office. And very soon they'll be coming down to start the audit exercise. But Chair, you see, normally I normally say to people, Einstein defines insanity as a way of doing things over and over again in the same approach, yet we expect different results. And the process started when one realized to say, but there's no way that you will keep on releasing annual financial statements that, number one, are not credible. Number two, you still have a number of issues. Like we say, one of the critical issues under financial statements, the mayor has alluded to that of the fixed asset register, but you have a situation in Masilonyana that we are trying to stop now. Maybe it was a leak, which we are trying to plug. From time to time, documents will go amiss in the institution, which would ultimately lead to a situation where you can't account as far as audit exercise is concerned. So we are in a process of trying to change our registry and archives so that every document is responded to. Like some pictures tell a number of stories in the petition. You still have had a number of projects that were also not completed, yet monies were spent on those projects. So these are some of the challenges that we had to sit down and engage AG to say, but AG, does it assist or doesn't it? And we ultimately got to agree to say, but it does not help the municipality also to say, you will just for the sake of conducting audit exercise, do that. But we are happy to say it's finally we are turning around and we are sure that the annual financial statements of Masilonyana will be released to ensure that these are withheld. There's no such. I just want to put that on record. Chair, maybe I was not well understood. I was saying some of the issues that were raised within the petition, to me, they are new. If one had an opportunity to first engage the petitioner. I see Honorable Member Machalakis also indicated that in 2019 there was an attempt through the speaker, which I still have to find out. But we were saying some of the things like the dam that was built 3 years ago. Now we are also doing another project. I tried to research, because remember, we only received the petition yesterday. We tried to research to say, why is that dam and when was it built and when was it completed? And one cannot find that. So if you are finished and you are able to engage with somebody, then you are able to say, okay, this is the situation, and your response also becomes adequate, and therefore members will be satisfied that we are giving those details. Chair, the valuation hall. Chair, the Masilonyana municipality has been having challenges with valuation hall for almost more than 10 years now. There's a valuation hall that was prepared, was not completed. As HOD COCTA indicated, COCTA had to intervene by appointing Manna Holdings. These are the people who are busy now compiling, having dealt with our valuation hall, Chair. But with the valuation hall that I alluded to earlier on, came a number of disputes. Hence, the municipality is suffocated in terms of cash flow, because a number of our consumers, business or residents, decided to hide mainly behind disputes and not to pay for the municipal accounts, despite the fact that services were provided. Hence, you find this line of distinction between those who are paying and those who are not paying, who happen to be many, by the way. I think we need to indicate. But however, where we are now, Chair, to respond to the question also, we are at a point wherein we will be advertising for the valuation hall. And the advert is intended to go out before the end of October, so that come the beginning of the new financial year, which is July 2021, then we will be implementing the new valuation hall, Chair. But we're noting that because of the previous challenges that we had, the municipality really suffered. And this is one of the issues that led the situation to bleed the way we are, Chair. Chair, fire and rescue services, it's unfortunate that we are also bleeding with regard to these services. We have one buggy, on his back we have loaded the skid, they call it a skid, Chair, to assist in as far as the services are concerned. But we are not responding promptly, because you'll have a fire burning in Winbeck. The bike has to move from Tennyson or Brantford or Tenbeck, wherever it will be at that point in time. But however, Chair, what we have done, we prepared an item to council to request us to allow us to go out and source funding to ensure that we build a fire station. But what we are looking at, the model that we are looking at, Chair, is not only a fire station. We are looking at the construction of a fire station that will cater for emergency medical services as well as disaster management center. And I'm also happy to indicate to the committee, Chair, that we are in constant and continued engagements with the National Disaster Management Center. Dr. Tau has organized a team that is led by Dr. Kangela. So for now, Chair, we will be receiving equipment, fire equipment that will be donated by Santam through the National Disaster Management Center. But our request centered mainly around the construction of the fire station. So everybody knows that COVID has wreaked havoc. Was naturally, National Disaster Management Center indicated that they would be building about 2 centers in our space. But however, Chair, we did not confine our request to National Disaster Management Center. This is one of the engagements that we are also taking up with DBSA. And I need to indicate that there's a keen interest, Chair, for them to assist in that regard. Because one of the things that we are noting, Chair, in our municipality, we have about 3 major roads in the form of N1, N5, and R30. So these are very key to South Africa, because somebody driving from Limpopo to Cape Town is bound to drive through our boundaries. Same applies with people driving from Durban to Cape Town, Chair. So that is one door that we are beginning to get. But we are very hopeful that ultimately we will win, because the support that we are enjoying, Chair, from Dr. Kangela and the team is immense, I need to indicate, Chair. Chair, equitable share as and when we receive, because most of our plans are tied around equitable share. We look at the amount that will be received. For an example, the ESCOM debt will be serviced through equitable share. The debt on third parties will be tied around that as well, you see, because we're trying to respond to some of the issues. But regularly, Chair, we ensure that at least we raise money, we try by all means to service the ESCOM current account, because that is where they are. But this, I must say, is not something that is realized regularly, you see. But as and when we are able to raise, then we are able to ensure that we respond to that particular challenge, Chair. Yeah, from what I have, Chair, these are the issues that were raised. Chair, SMT posts that are filled, I think the mayor has alluded to, it's 5, then the 2 are not as filled. Chair, provincial paying salaries, I'm not sure if the HOD would respond, but we were assisted for a month, which is last year, April, May, with an amount of 2 million. That went towards payment of salaries and chemicals alike. So it was that particular 2 million that was divided between the two, Chair. So basically what we had done was to request, Chair, that we be assisted to top up on that particular month. But having heard the honorable members' concerns, I need to indicate, Chair, it is taking a while for us to turn the municipality around. And we are indeed winning. MIG and WASIC, Chair, in the province, we are the best performers, and we cannot shy. Projects are being implemented, and we are by all means we are trying not to spend projects money on salaries. Hence, we are still bleeding, but we are getting there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, But there's only one question that you have not responded to. Your method of communicating when you have public participation meetings.
Chair, thank you very much. Chair, our communications manager will use WhatsApp and Facebook. And we also, what we do in a town that will be hosting the meeting, we also put on flyers, Chair. That is another way of ensuring that we do. But recently we are fortunate because we have now entered into MOUs with 2 local radio stations in a form of the Rock FM and Motero FM. So we rope them in as part of ensuring that we winning. And I know, Chair, there are talks between our communications manager and OFM, because we also want to rope in OFM as well, so that at least we broaden the scope in terms of communication. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you give over to the HOD of the department? There are questions that are specific to your self-save.
Yes, Chair, thank you for the opportunity. May I start first by what was raised as a concern by Honorable China Dodovu around the SCOPA deliberation and resolutions. What he has said, it is correct that SCOPA indicated a very serious concern, and one of the concerns related to, one, myself being appointed to actually act as an administrator, because the feeling was that the administrator has to be someone who is full-time at the municipality. I also must concede that during that time, because of the overwhelming responsibility that one had to oversee all municipalities in the province, there was limited time to actually engage, and sufficiently so, to deal with the problems of the municipality at that time. However, Chair, I must indicate that while I was the administrator, there's quite a lot of things that we have been attending to, or we have attended to, and some are the very issues that were alluded to by the municipal manager. Among the main issue, because remember when we intervened, Chair, the report that went to, or the request to get concurrence from the minister, including the NCOP. We had listed a number of deliverables that we thought, if achieved, we would see the municipality going in the right direction. And in the main, it was the issues related to revenue collection, as alluded to by various speakers. And when we did our investigation, we then realized that the municipality's revenue is compromised by one, the non-availability of the valuation roll. Hence, we took it upon ourselves to ensure that we get a new valuer who must then assist the municipality to conduct a proper valuation roll, because one of the disputes that has been there in the municipality, and this I'm not only saying from my position as HOD of COCTA, but I'm saying in my engagement as an interim administrator up until the withdrawal of the intervention. We identified that the property value of the mines, you know, and that is a trend that is there throughout the country. And that's why one of the initiatives is that we need to actually engage with the banks when it comes to property valuation, so that they can confirm the value of some of the properties. Because when people have to come and pay for rates and taxes in municipalities, during the process of the valuation roll and objections, people will dispute the value of some of their properties. But when you go to the bank, the same properties, when they are sold at a very higher value, which then causes disjuncture between what they are paying at the municipality in terms of the rates and taxes and what they are, you know, expected to gain once they have those properties sold. So that is one of the critical areas that perhaps the committee at that level should also assist in ensuring that there's a synergy between what the bank value the properties and the valuations that are normally conducted by municipalities. Because more often than not, like I said, Chairperson, you'll find that I have a house, the bank says my house value 20 million, but when I have to come and pay for the rates and taxes in terms of the formula provided for by the Municipal Property Rates Act, then I will claim my property, it's actually 800,000. Then it means when you use that formula, about 1.2 million becomes the money that the municipality will lose at the end of the day. And then because of the appointment of this Manna Holdings, we have been able to deal with those disputes. And I'm sure as we speak now, most of those properties that were undervalued in terms of the objections of the previous valuation rolls that the municipal manager indicated that they have had 10 years of problems with their valuation roll, have been adequately attended to. That is why they are at the stage of advertising for objections, so that we can link what the banks value those properties and what the individual owners say, including what the valuation rolls say, so that we could then bring a synergy on all these things, and municipality will find a way of applying a correct formula in terms of what is due to them. Chair, I must also indicate that as part of our engagement under Section 139, the municipality, to be quite honest, I'm sure from next year or a year after next, perhaps some of the processes were delayed by all the alert levels that were implemented from alert level 5 until the very last one. The municipality, in terms of their growth strategy, we will see the process of gasification starting in Masilonyana, which as the department we've been part of in terms of engaging ESCOM, because they already have got a similar infrastructure existing in Mpumalanga. And we've also had the engagement with Sosol. I think the mayor can attest to that. I've been part of those engagements where we were thinking that because Sosol, in terms of producing petrol, the current assets, coal assets that they have are drying out. And because of this new process of identifying the coal deposit along the Masilonyana area, we will see that it may be the second Sosol, if I may put it bluntly like that. And the plans are afoot to ensure that those projects go ahead. And those are the projects that are currently listed with the presidential special project under the SIPs. So it's one of them that is actually gaining attraction to ensure that it can actually create and boost the economy of Masilonyana. As I speak to you, there has been a company that has just started with the extraction of gas within Masilonyana, and it has got the opportunity to even employ quite a lot of people. One of the problems that we have been raising, Chair, was that the role played by the mine around the social and labor responsibility. Because there's no synergy. Once the mining companies apply for their mining licenses with the Department of Mineral Resources, they present a very rosy social and labor plans. But we do not have a leg that monitors the implementation of those social and labor plans. And with the efforts that have been made by the municipality to engage most of the 3 mines that operate in the area, we have seen improvement. I can confirm that there's a land that has been made available to the municipality through private sector people to actually assist in the housing development of housing in the very area. And many other issues that Mr. Tsikedi has also reflected on, which the mines seem to be supporting the municipality, like the amount of money that he has spoken about. Because at the time, the mine was saying it will be quite risky for us to give or pledge any amount of money to the municipality, while the municipality is not administratively and politically stable. But ever since the new mayor came in, Datekwalani, you would recall that we had Menzi Nontsikelelo, who was the mayor. Apparently, she passed on. May her soul rest in peace. And then Date Kwalani then came in. And those are the improvements that we have actually seen as the provincial government around the number of listed projects that have actually reflected on. The issue of ESCOM, Chair, I want to raise it over what Mr. Tsikedi has indicated. You would recall historically that ESCOM used to charge municipalities prime plus 5%. And the interest charge was actually levied on the 15th day, as opposed to the provision of the Public Finance Management Act, which then provides that once an invoice is received and quality assurance exercise has been conducted, that invoice can take up to 30 days to be paid. It can be earlier than that. But now ESCOM was charging interest, as what Mr. Tsikedi said, by charging 2 interest per month. On the 15th, if your account is not paid, then ESCOM will implement an interest of prime plus 5%. There was, however, the phone was ringing, but I've just now, when you look at that share, if, for instance, you owe 2 million and you charge prime plus 5% on the 15th because of the non-payment, you will understand how much that money is. And again, on the 30th, another prime plus 5%. So that is exactly where we are, and that's why most municipalities are now high debtors with ESCOM. And I can indicate that the debt with ESCOM, 1/3 of that debt constitutes the actual consumption, and 2/3 of the debt, it's interest. And we can demonstrate that through the report. And what we're saying is that because of the notified maximum demand charges and penalties, including interest, that's why most of municipalities cannot keep up with the arrear payment. And now with the intervention of the interministerial task team that were initiated by the previous Minister of COGTA, Dr. Zweli Mkhize, we have seen an improvement. For instance, now what ESCOM is charging, its prime plus 1.5%, 2.5%, sorry, 2.5%, which then is a reliever for most municipalities, and the interest can only be levied after 30 days. Now, the problem is that historically you have had 20 years, 30 years where this interest has been charged. And it's only now last year that this concession was made that ESCOM has been overcharging municipalities. The other issue with ESCOM is that it has not honored what we call the 1994 agreement. The 1994 agreement provides that where ESCOM supplies electricity in a municipal space, it has to pay for issues such as servitude and royalties to the municipalities, but that has not been done. So those are some of the disputes we are currently engaged with in Masilonyana, Mafube, Letsimeng, Malutiapofu, and Machabeng, including Nala, and number of municipalities. And there appears to be some kind of a concession where we will then have to do some reconciliations on what was due to municipalities and what is due to ESCOM. And on the basis of that, we'll be able to say, this is the amount that is actually owed to ESCOM. I must indicate that in that process, we have also said to municipalities, where you think that you are being overcharged, please ensure that you pay the current account or pay whatever that you think is correct in terms of your own reconciliation, so that you don't have forever accumulating interest on all overdue accounts. We have also assisted the municipality in ensuring that they establish the municipal planning tribunal. As you would know that in terms of I just want the legislation, it just got out of my head.
Pluma. It's Pluma.
Okay.
Pluma, actually.
Pluma, yes. Special Planning and Land Use Management Act. Thanks, MM. It's one of the revenue streams for municipalities, because remember, that responsibility used to be with provinces, and after the Pluma was promulgated, municipalities have been given full responsibilities to actually decide on their own planning around rezoning, around consent use, and all of that. Now, this has now become to be one of the revenue stream for municipalities. But however, we acknowledge one of the realities. Some municipalities in the province do not have the capacity, but we have also assisted these municipalities through our special planning unit to ensure that issues of rezoning, issues of partial planning get attention, and then municipalities can derive some form of benefits from it, and also complied with some of the rezoning applications, because one of the things that were raised, I'm sure it should have been one of the things contained in the petitioners' issues, but as the department, it was also brought to our attention, and I'm happy to confirm that the municipality has since advertised for any objection in terms of those places that need to be rezoned, those places where special consent use has to be given. So those are some of the things that we have done as the department. The other issue relates to the felt fires. The municipality was confronted with a number of litigation from most of the farmers due to felt fires. And our argument has always been, but the responsibility in terms of the fire function resides with the district. But we have been, part of the dispute resolution process and litigation process to see to it that at least this matter gets arrested and then finalized, so that the municipality does not suffer in future. And we have actually assisted through the National Disaster Management issues relating to how in future to deal with fell fires and ensure that the municipality is not vulnerable to some of the lawsuits and litigations. Because what is happening is that more often than not, we do not have the expertise to quantify where the origin of fire, whenever it has raised the farmers' crops, where it actually started, Chairperson. Normally, the farmers will tell that the fire started in the landfill site and then finally ended up raging the crops of most of the farmers. And these are some of the litigations we have actually been confronted with. And I'm happy that that process is receiving attention, as the MM has actually indicated. Chair, on the withdrawal, like I said, we will provide the necessary information of what informed, but part of the issues that informed the withdrawal of Section 139 intervention were the very issues that MM has reflected on, the new investment that is coming to the area, because when we sent letters for concurrence to the ministry, including NCOP, when the response is given, we are given the terms to actually comply with. And among the terms was issues relating to revenue enhancement, including the issue of filling some of the vacancies. And that is why we have Mr. Sekedi there as the MM, because he came in during the time when the municipality was still under administration as part of our responsibility to support the municipality and ensure that vacancies are filled. The head of cooperative services, the only area now that is still outstanding is the CFO. Interviews were conducted, but however, when the verifications were done as references, it was discovered that this CFO from previous municipalities, he just simply abandoned the work and left without reporting. And most of the accounting officers who used to work with him, did not find joy, could not get necessary cooperation. And then the municipality felt that it will be quite risky for them to actually confirm the employment of that particular person, all in spite of what the panel has recommended, because the panel recommended that the candidate is appointable. But upon verification, as I said, it was discovered that from where he was previously, there has been quite serious problems that if he is employed in Masilonyana, we could see continuation of those problems that were happening in Lesawell and other institutions where he was actually employed. And we agreed, though we have not reduced that to writing, in principle we agree with the municipality, especially more so that the municipal council is the authority in terms of employment of Section 56 managers, including the municipal manager. So that is currently the process that we are dealing with. Remember, among the things that we get as concurrence whenever we have requested permission to intervene, the letter from the Ministry of Culture was indicating what are the deliverables that we've got to achieve. One, there are subcommittees that were established to deal with a number of critical areas. And in the main, it was revenue enhancement. That's why we have got the product produced by that subcommittee, which is the financial recovery plan. I've heard what Honorable Machakli said around why didn't we initiate subsection 5 of Section 139. Remember, Honorable Chair and Honorable Machakli, that we start first by a diagnostic tool. I'm sorry, Chair, there were a number of problems that were political and administrative. So if we were to consider only 139 subsection 5, focusing on the mandatory financial recovery plan, it was going to fall short of intervening on the political and administrative in terms of that particular process. Only focus on how best to assist the municipality to financially recover on the losses that they may be experiencing or that they are currently experiencing. And this, we felt it would be irrelevant because Section 139, subsection 1B, deals with all, matters affecting the municipality, including matters of finances, service delivery, political stability in the municipality. And that's why we felt that was the relevant section to be implemented. However, we will still, Chairperson. Hello, Chair.
Yes, I'm listening to you, but you get disturbed by your calls.
Okay, no, I understand, but I was hearing the water story also there, Chairperson, but it's fine. I was saying, if we were to implement subsection 139 subsection 5 alone, our focus was simply just going to be on the financial recovery plan, which is mandatory. But if we implement section 139 subsection 1B, our focus is on a number of disciplines. For instance, we cover the areas relating to political stability of the municipality, the financial recovery plan through subcommittees that are established. We are also looking at service delivery. All the pillars of back to basics, 5 as they are the main drivers in terms of section 139 subsection 1B. So that is why, but however, I'm saying, if for instance, consideration has to be made, depending on the resolution of the subcommittee or recommendation of the subcommittee, we might actually consider that, but I can say and confirm that to us in terms of the report and the section 154 that we are providing as support package to the municipality. We believe that the municipality is in the right direction. The MM has confirmed that even the mayor, that most of the penalties that they suffered with National Treasury have been paid up to date. And at that time when we withdrew our intervention, payments were being consistent. I think the issues relating to a third party that are still outstanding, maybe as a result of COVID. I'm speaking under correction, but that can be confirmed by the municipality. One of the things that we have actually done was that, yes, indeed, we appointed the service providers to assist with the financial statement and GRAP 17 infrastructure asset. But some of these companies, Chair, must indicate, as also indicated by the mayor. When we appoint companies, one of the clauses that we conclude in the SLA is that they must be able to transfer scheme. But we have discovered that there are malicious companies or consultants who want to continue to milk government. Instead of transferring skills, they will leave some of the things to be recurring issues so that from time to time they are called in to come and assist. So this is one of the packages. That's why this year we never advertise for consultants. We will be doing that because we want to do a thorough analysis, because we have spent a lot of money with these consultants, but the output, it's not actually pleasing. And that has been echoed by the AG in his current findings of the performance of most of the Free State municipalities around the audit outcome. And that is why we have said, let us do analysis of what support package can we provide to municipalities. We have also reviewed our organizational structure so that we can have in-house expertise who will then be deployed to municipalities to undertake this responsibility without us having to spend exorbitant amount of money on consultants. And that has also been echoed by the circular from National Treasury, which encourages department and municipalities to reduce on the usage of a consultant by ensuring that they get necessary skill in their institution to undertake some of those responsibilities. Because if we employ a CFO, you take it that the CFO must be a person who's competent to compile the financial statement. Yes, GRAP 17, the infrastructure asset, is some of the things because they need technical expertise. Then you would expect the municipality to work or to get an engineer who will work with the finance people to actually ascertain the number of assets that the municipality has, including the depreciation value. But let me also indicate one issue that may be controversial.
I'm sorry, the issue that you are raising, eh?
It's the last issue, Chair. Thank you. It's the last issue. Let me indicate one issue. That's why I wanted to end up with it. What we have done is an investigation at the department, and that report is there. It is just that it will still have to be tabled within the authorities. And I'll give you a classical example of what I'm talking about. During the transitional period of local government, a lot of senior managers who at the time were in the technical services stole the information from the municipality, and majority of them now, as we speak, are consultants. Whenever you seek information, you don't find it in the municipality, but you find it from private companies that are consulting companies with the municipalities. So these are some of the things that are beyond us as the department, which need national, intervention. The issue of ESCOM, the issue of properties and equipment of municipalities that have been taken by dubious people who used to be employees of the municipality and then later come as consultants to advise municipalities on the information that belongs to municipalities and then charge municipalities extra on that particular information. Chair, I think I have attempted to respond to most of these questions that were asked, unless there are some that I may not have adequately noted. Thanks, Chair.
Okay, thank you very much. You have tried to respond to all, but not exactly, because we did ask how much did you spend to rescue the municipality in terms of staff payment and as well service providers. Maybe it is a matter that you need to do it in writing and attach the amount. And also the municipality help us because they said they did pay thereafter a proof of repayment to the treasury those monies that were paid on their behalf. On that point, I will just check with my honorable members because we are not going to start from scratch now. We are wrapping up and start doing the way forward. We are not discussing the report or else the presentation. Honorable Mtetwa, I can see that your hand is up.
It must be lowered, Chair. It must be lowered, Chair. It means
okay, it was then. Okay, fine. We are planning to finish at 2 o'clock. So now I am allowing a space for members to just check if their questions have been responded to, because it's not the second chance of engaging. Silebu is the honorable Silebu. Want to? Yes, I saw you, Honorable Dodovu.
No, I thought perhaps.
Honorable Silebu.
Chair, there was a question that I asked in terms of how much of the budget, percentage-wise, is spent on salaries in that particular municipality, and that question has not been answered.
Okay, it's fine. Honorable Dodovu.
No, Chair, I thought perhaps before we make our own observations.
No, we're not
the observation and rounding up
on our questions.
Or will you still give the petitioner an opportunity to comment or what before we make our observation?
But first, I want to give 10 minutes to the petitioner of the province first.
Okay.
Petitioner, Mr. Landsman, will be the very last.
Okay. Well, then I'll come at the end when we round up, Chair. Thanks.
You want to be the chair, eh? Okay. Let's allow the petitioner from the province, please. Petitioner from the province. Office that deals with petitions in the province. Not the petitioner, Mr. Landsman. I will give him last. I just want to clarify myself. I can see that I'm confusing you.
Yes, Chair. No, I was actually confused. My name is Dr. Khadebe, the Chair Petitions Committee in the Free State.
Okay.
Yes. No, Chair, I've been
10 minutes, ne? Put Jablani, you've got 10 minutes, ne?
We were perturbed as to what would be our role in attending this kind of
your reception is very
in direction. However, we've got 2 portions bad, has it? It might be a network problem. Can you hear me?
Yes, now.
No, it's fine. What I'm simply saying is that I'm going to quickly make 2 points to the committee. One, this came as a surprise to us as the province, who have never received this kind of a petition, which of course, it makes us wonder as to why we became part of the proceedings. Nonetheless, based on the good spirit of intergovernmental relations and so on, we were indeed supposed to be part of this meeting so that we get to understand what the problem is all about, so that as and when it happens that it be relegated to us, while we've got this first-hand information, which of course we appreciate very much for your kind invitation to us. Secondly, Chair, we know for a fact we've gone through quite a number of variety of information after having received your invitation. And we have noticed that the POPEC in the province has similarly attended to this particular gray areas that we've been dealing with today, because part of them were matters that Auditor General has raised. But of course, we will be given time and space to study the petition, as well as go back to the resolutions taken by the 5th Parliament, so that as and when maybe you would want us to make a comment on or either a submission, we are able also, based on our side, to assist the process. That is our take, Chair. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You were quite straightforward. The reason why we invited you, we wanted to confirm if your office did receive the petition, because we always tell the petitioners, before they come to the NCOP, the first point of call first is the municipality where these things are happening, because they also have the office of the petitions in our understanding. 2, if the municipality doesn't give joy, the petitioner, it should be going to provincial petitions office, which is at the legislature under the office of the speaker. And then if they also do not get joy from that office, it's then that they take their matter to us as NCOP. That's the reason why we invited you. We wanted to check that you did receive the petition. Have you processed the petition? What were the challenges? Did you interact with the petitioner, so that we are at par as to what is happening about this kind of petition? That's why you are invited. I am happy because you're quite straightforward to say you never received the petition. You are hearing it for the first time. As a result, you are unable to respond to all these matters that are raised by the petitioner. That's that. Thank you very much, Honorable Khadebe. I don't know whether it's an official or else it's a member of the legislature, but it's safe to say Honorable Khadebe. Can we then allow the petitioner to make the remarks from the engagement? Mr. Landsman.
Good day. Thank you, Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Committee. Thank you. Yes, I would like to start just to say that, sorry, my signal is a little bit weak, but I will continue. I first want to say that I did forward the petition to the legislature, and I've got proof of that as well as with the municipality. The speaker, for example, of the municipality that confirmed, she forwarded to the MM as well, and he never responded. And even from your offices, there was no respondence or correspondence acknowledgement from the municipality side regarding this petition until now, when you basically summoned them to appear. Then also, just another point with the elderly community here, not all of them is listening to OFM and the other new channel which is there. So where do they want to, for the public participation, the elderly people especially, because this community do have a lot of elderly people. So public participation, the notices, they don't get because someone else is going to pay the bill for them, or they need to attend a meeting, but they don't get a notice. How will they get a notice? Early years, you get a piece of paper, a notice on your door, you need to attend the meeting. Yes, more than welcome. But now, like I said, not everyone is listening to radio stations, especially elderly people. They don't have Facebook. They don't have money for WhatsApps, especially the SASAS people. So I think they failed the community. I have to say we are disappointed in the section 139, which is lifted due to the current situation going on at the municipality. We're not happy with that because we feel at the very same time, we feel that why did Gupta still contribute the municipality in their weakness while they was still under section 139? Why did Gupta intervene and gave money to pay the staff salaries when there was so much unnecessary spendings of money at the municipality while under section 139, which I feel that's wrong. If you fail to hand in your audits the very first year, then obviously your Gupta and those people is supposed to check as to why is it not handed in. Why does it take 4 years to comply to an audit, which I feel is there's no balance. They don't comply to the law or the rules and regulations which is stipulated for them in their positions. Then the property rates as well. I've seen, for example, at the 2014 evaluation report, which was available on the internet, some businesses, for example, is rated at 150,000 in value. But then a house, which is a quarter of that business, it's a residential, then it's valuated at 280,000. So now some businesses is paying less than others. So what are the municipality going to do about the past few years when there was no real valuation role in place? And also with, so that means now some people are paying more for property rates than other people. And what are they going to do that? Because some people is getting overcharged, some is getting undercharged. So what are they going to do about it? Because it means that the valuation role is incorrectly. So they need to fix that. I don't know how, but they need to fix that because it's causing havoc. Because you basically pay for something you don't have. Also with the state of the municipality, the standard of the entire town went down. So you can't put it to the level of a house is, according to the bank and valuation role, about 200,000 rand worth. But at the end, the valuation role is saying that, and the bank say the value is that. But at the end, the entire community went down. There's no service delivery. So that means your total value went down. So they can't force us and say, but because the bank say 200,000, your property is still that value. Because there's no revenue income, stuff like that. And it makes that we basically are paying to live in a ghost town instead of performing and build a community.
Can I intervene?
Yes.
We don't want you to start afresh presenting.
No problem.
But wanted you to just highlight areas where you need some kind of clarification.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the last thing I just the second last two things. The clarification of which I said in my petition right at the end. I still feel very strong about it, about the forensic audit, consequence management, for management of the mismanagement of tax money, a proper financial planning force by the province and treasury. as well, I just want to make one thing very, very clear to, with all the respect to the mayor, you must please note that this petition is carrying the community. Any NGO is not allowed to be political affiliated. So
I've ruled on that matter.
Okay.
I've ruled on that matter that the petition is coming from you. Let us not put any tags on it.
Yes.
Because when we received it, it never had a letterhead say DA. So I cannot allow the mayor to say that that is a DA petition.
Thank you.
I've ruled on that one.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yes. So yes, I'm happy with the feedback of the report, and yes, there is some of the things which I don't agree upon, and it was very dull answers. It was not very clear answers, which I feel they need to provide more information, clarity on it, because it ended up to being more like a section this of the Constitution is protecting this one and that one. For us, we want answers. I've communicated before with the municipality and they failed, and that's why I went to higher levels. So still no communication from the municipality on a direct level. I had many meetings with which I've got proof of and is available as well. For further investigation, I don't have a problem. But yes, I would like them to give more information on the answers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me first clarify something for the benefit of the municipality. When the mayor started making the presentation, he did indicate that they only received the petition yesterday, but they know that the office of the speaker did receive the communication from the office of the NCOP with the petition. And yesterday I did speak to the speaker. She confirmed receiving on the 23rd the communication from us. It is a matter that is between their offices that it has delayed to reach the office of the MM and also to reach the office of the mayor. So I just want to take it away, the matter that we communicated late with the municipality. We didn't. The speaker has confirmed to receive the communication from us. Let's then deal with Honorable Jodo. You wanted to say something before I summarize the meeting. Can I allow you to do that? Honorable Jodobu?
Chair, I'm okay. I will reserve. Are you listening, Chair?
Yes, I'm listening.
In the interest of time, I will reserve my comments when we have time as a committee to discuss the report. It's okay. I will reserve those comments for now.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, Honorable Jodovu. I know that they are rushing for their 2 o'clock council meeting. We are on this note finishing our discussion engagement with all the stakeholders that are present. The way forward is as follows: that we'll have our own meeting as the committee, looking at the responses first from the municipality and also presentation from SALCA, the department through the HOD. And the next step that we'll be taking, it's clear that we need to go to Free State as this committee and do the proper oversight of the projects that were cited from the presentation of the mayor, and also supported by both the MM and the office of the HOD at the provincial level. And two, the third one is that we really need to meet with ESCOM when we are there, and MPEG, which it did not pitch up for this meeting, and the last one will be the Treasury that will be engaged in our visits. So I just want the stakeholders that are present to know that when we visit Free State, one of the additional stakeholders that we need, it's ESCOM, it's MPEG, and Treasury, so that we are able to back up the information that we have received from the presentation. And the office of the HOD, we really need them to give us the write-up of the funds that they have spent for payment of staff, and as well the payment of service provider. And the office of the mayor, they must give us the statements that prove the repayment of those funds back to the province, so that when we sit as the committee, we are able to have that information at our disposal. And I said when we started our engagement, we also need to have their agreement with ESCOM that they have signed and the amounts that they have paid to date to ESCOM. That will also assist us our engagement moving forward. So that's a summary of way forward of what we'll be doing from today on. We will communicate in writing when are we coming to Free State, so that whoever is to come and present to us had enough time of looking at issues that we'd like to get from them. I hear that there's someone that's interjecting.
Yes, my apologies, Chair. Just additional, it's Honourable Michalakis, Chair. Just additional to what you've just said, at the beginning of my questions, I also requested a few documents. If we can please ask that those documents also be provided to us, please.
I've listed the documents that you wanted to have. We'll make sure that when we write to them, those documents that you have highlighted, they are also attached, because it's important for us to get into decisions. We have enough information at our disposal. We'll make sure.
Chair?
Yes.
Chair. Yeah, can I also chip in? Earlier on, you also alluded to the fact that we need to put in some attachment that would, talk to some of the case that we alluded to. We'll also do that.
Okay.
Wrap up. You indicated that the municipality must provide a proof of payment of those monies to province. It was to National Treasury, not province.
Okay. Thank you very much for that.
Chair, earlier on, there was that directive that we should provide the report. Can I ask your intelligence that all these other reports that you're requesting, can I have them submitted tomorrow from COPTA's side, including all the issues of informing the NCOP about the withdrawal and the reasons thereof?
Yes.
Because I was struggling to get some of the officials to assist me to get that information now as we're in this meeting.
Okay. Can other information that I have referred to, including the ones that were highlighted by Honorable Michaelikas, that within 7 days we need that information to our offices?
Certainly, Chair.
Okay. Thank you very much. That
in order, Chair. In order.
In order. Thank you very much. Let's thank all the participants, especially the HOD from the provincial department, to really give us time to engage with him whilst he is still on a sick leave. We thank you very much for that, because the information that you provided to the committee was very valuable. Thank you very much for you to do that.
That's very good, Chair.
Honorable, come again?
Yeah, that's very good. Good.
Yes.
On the part of the HOD.
Thank you very much. On that note, the meeting is then declared closed.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair.